What's up, everybody? I'm Marcus Prime with the Physical Words Podcast. I'll let everyone introduce themselves and turn on their cameras, respectively, starting with Seth.
Hello, guys. How's it going? It's Seth here of the OGZ variety. How y'all doing?
What up? What up? What up? Is that Geese Howard I see?
No. I'm not trying to guess.
That's a good guess. That's a pretty good guess. Well, actually, I'll talk about my costume too. Mine's Terry Bogard, but we also have your man, Mayor of Electric City, Kazuya Mishima.
It's Kazuya. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. That purple Kazuya costume.
The purple Kazuya costume with that drip. Next, we got Streka.
Hey everyone, it's Striker Man on the podcast, but you may recognize me today as Leroy Smith.
Oh my god!
That's so fucking
my god! Oh my god! I don't even know what to do about you right now.
I heard someone's feeling themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You need the dog. Sugar.
No, you sugar.
Someone's dog sitting right now.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good.
You fucked up.
I'll bring my dog to sack. Sick, Chris.
Chris, I think you're still your camera's still covered. So, yeah, he's gonna uncover it.
So you guys know me as Sick Chris, but today you can call me Julia Chime.
Amazing.
Yeah. Almost like the prison and everything. Let's go.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's go. Really did the Julia.
Yeah, it has the tag. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. This one has the fucking ID tag. What?
Oh, you do have the ID tag.
Let's go.
I got the ID tag. I got the open sweatshirt. I even got the little thigh bag with
pouch.
the straps.
Time to turn this off.
Wait.
The workouts are working.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
I guess it's my go.
Toe.
The big toe.
Yo, let's go.
Oh my glasses, which I'm gonna take off shortly.
Oh yeah, I gotta take off some of this. But last but not least, Zane. Wait, what? This is not a picture you sent me.
Wait.
She tricked you?
Yeah. What was?
Okay.
I was gonna say. No. Wait. What's the girl from Killer Instinct?
Yeah. No, that wasn't what I was trying to go for. All right, enough of my horror themed shit now. Where's my script?
You just scared the crap out of Caboose, apparently.
We were just watching Matt stream playing Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
Yes,
it's kind of hard to see in the lighting, unfortunately, but yeah, Robert Garcia.
Robert Garcia. Very nice.
I like how it's like 3 Tekken 7 characters and 2 KOF characters.
2 KOF characters. You're right.
Wait, you said Tekken 7 characters and who?
2 KOF characters.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The only fighting games we really want to play.
Oh yeah. That and Guilty Gear costumes are really way too elaborate. Fuck that.
Yo, if Mark would have came out with the Potemkin one, I just would have left. I was like, no, I'm not worthy. It's not worthy.
Mega Fistal.
I mean, I gotta say though, it's pretty good. If we can just talk about the costumes for a minute, I was not expecting the Fatal Fury mark out of all the costumes you said that you would have. Did not see the Fatal Fury coming.
I didn't either. Yep. I thought I was going to be the only one repping KOF tonight. I thought everybody was going to go straight up Tekken, so that's a nice surprise.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Oh, good costume, everybody. I like it.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect Leroy from Chicago. I
didn't either, actually.
And for Chris, I thought you were gonna do Zhao Yu for some reason. That's the one that came to my head. I thought when you said you were going all out, I'm like, and you were playing Zhao Yu a lot, so for some reason that was the first thought. So I was like,
yeah,
dude, Zhao Yu, I mean, he's going real crazy right now. And then put Julia, I was like, oh hell no.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I didn't expect Julia either. But I mean, Seth, you should have known this from me. You know me, man. You know I fight for the greater good. Fight for the neighborhood.
Oh God.
Fight my just reward. You know.
Honestly, I expected a KOF from Straco with how much he's been excited about it.
Oh yeah, but you guys know I got Tekken 7 to play Leroy Smith, so Chris knows.
Are those chains real or fake?
They are semi-real. I thought they were fake, but they set off the metal detector yesterday, so I found out they were real.
What a way to find out. What a way to find out.
Oh, yeah, I had to raise everything so that they could scan from the waist down, because I got so much gold right now. So I think some of them are fake, some of them are real.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Damn, the drip.
Watching you as Leroy Smith makes me wonder if I should be personally offended about Leroy's representation in Tekken.
Considering no one recognized me downtown yesterday and everyone thought I was like from Run DMC, yeah, you should be offended by Leroy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh,
he's from a different era, guys.
Right? I do like your Kazuya too, Seth. I know that I know that you feel like the hair would make it come together even more, but it's because I don't know why I thought Geese first, because I remember Geese has a similar outfit.
Yeah.
Does he?
But yeah,
it's a different color.
Okay.
It's like a gray vest with a blue shirt, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. But I chose the purple one because I'm like, it's a sexy color. I had to do it.
Of course you got to.
Right.
Purple Kazuya, bro. You got to get it.
Yeah, it's actually the Kazuya that I think of most in my mind when I think of you playing Kazuya. So when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah. That guy's Kazuya for sure.
You mean you don't think about the sprinkler over the head with the water coming down and a hot pink all over the place?
We haven't been on PlayStation in a while. I haven't seen that costume in quite some time.
Yeah, I literally have never made a costume on the PC one since we switched to it. I was like, fuck it.
Me neither. I actually was wondering, Striker, do you know the entire rap for Leroy?
I don't know the entire rap, but I do have my goal tonight, which is to say as many Leroy Smith lines as possible.
Oh shit! Are you starting now?
No, I already started.
He been started.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go out with nothing to show for it, you know.
I mean, like the whole rap.
Oh no!
Oh, right.
No, I can't.
Not. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay.
I am excited for KOF though. I'm gonna be playing both Robert Garcia and Terry Bogard, so
yeah.
I look forward to it.
I wonder what was it about Robert Garcia? Why Robert Garcia? Myra.
Who's this Myra?
Who's that?
Yeah, not
Who the fuck is that?
Oh my god, Zane.
Are you serious right now? Like, who's this Myra? Anyway.
You're done.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
I need to.
Can I get a yikes intro, please?
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh, there's Sugar.
Oh yeah, hey, Sugar's over there.
Yeah.
Well,
Sugar's with Robert Garcia.
Oh shit! You actually want to see the Robert Garcia? I guess. I don't have the lighter pants, and I know it's kind of hard to necessarily tell, but yeah, because I'm wearing kind of darker colors. It's
Yeah.
ponytail and all the other shit. The lighting doesn't entirely help, but
It's all good.
yeah,
It's all
maybe I
good.
should put the lighting brighter.
Oh god.
But yeah, Robert Garcia only because whatchamacall, some of the pieces that worked before for King didn't exactly work this time, because King was my original idea. Like even down to the wig, I was going to be king, but it kind of fell through. But thankfully, I had other pieces that helped with the Robert Garcia look. So I'm like, all right, I'll just be palette swap Robert Garcia. That's pretty much it.
It's crazy. I was talking to Chris about everyone's costumes and like if everyone was going all out and whatnot, and I thought you were doing Jin for some reason.
If I could, I would, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's stream safe depending on the costume.
No, I was gonna go with the leather jacket. It's like the leather jacket outfit with the white shirt. But I didn't think about the leather jacket until mad last minute because I had all the other pieces. I could have made it work that way, but I was like, "Fuck!" I just thought about the long trench coat, leather jacket last minute. So next year,
same. I was thinking about it too for Kazuya, and then I couldn't find one that would come in on time. It was literally like a couple days ago, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't find one that would come on time." Bring this then. Fuck it.
It's nice. It's not bad.
Yeah, also shout out to Zane. She was my she was the only one on the podcast that knew that I was doing this costume, and she was giving me tips and like helping me choose between things when we went shopping and figuring out what to do.
Who chose the rings?
Who chose what?
Who chose the rings?
Oh,
Straight
it was with me when I got some of these rings, and then I actually got 2 more rings, but the pinkies are too small, you know? That's why I doubled up on some more.
I have to ask, because now I'm actually wondering, which one of us spent more money on our outfits?
Oh, I spent tons of money, baby.
Oh my gosh. I think you probably spent the most money.
But I got a rap career, so, you know, dollar bills and all that.
Streka,
yo,
where's your cane?
Do you have a cane? Oh shoot! It's right there. It's actually in the background.
Why didn't you have it in front of you? You could have had it like same right there.
Goddamn!
I don't need the cane. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god! He said, "Put it in front of you."
I might go get it later when I go get a drink.
Yeah, when I realized that y'all seem like y'all feeling yourself.
Yeah. Goddamn.
The one thing I will say is I ordered this dragon medallion. I thought it was gonna be really big, like the costume that. Then it came in. It was actually really small, but honestly, it's better because now I can just wear it every day.
Yeah, right.
That's true. Yeah,
that works.
My neck turns green.
Sure. Yeah. I was gonna say your whole body about to turn green, bro. You about to. I don't even know, man. You about to wake up as the Hulk one morning.
On accident.
Right.
It's not good for my health.
Wear it for a whole year.
Next costume. Good for your health.
He's not even angry. He's just dying.
He's dying.
So I got it. So now I want to ask Mark. Did you have like that wig already, or did you buy that?
I had to buy the wig, but the wig's the only thing I actually bought. I had everything else already.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like for a while, I'd been doing like random in gym like cosplay stuff just because like random things would just look like characters. Like before I used to wear a 50-pound weight vest that was like just blue. And I used to wear all black. I was like, if I get a blue mask, and I got like, because I used to use these elevation masks, and a blue mask with a blue vest, and I had my hood on. It was all black, so I was just basically Sub-Zero at the gym.
Nice.
I have a few like Goku and like Vegeta outfits for the gym. Like I have like the tank tops that look like the Saiyan armor and stuff. And I was like, I could do a Terry Bogard. I just need the hat and like the vest and just have like a white shirt underneath it and just, do some reps and stuff. Then I was like, just gotta get the wig for Halloween, man.
Oh, that's perfect. And now the last question I have for you is, are you okay?
Hey, come on. Bust a wolf.
Mark, I wanna, if you could send me a link, I kind of just want that hat just to have it.
Right?
Oh yeah. It was a dope hat. I gotta find that. I'll send you a link after the podcast.
Come on, Emma. Come on, get serious. Kick back.
Bad
upper. Power wave.
I would have made more of an effort to be Andy Bogard.
Oh, the Bogard Bros.
But I could have been mine, and I could have shouted,
oh god!
Oh my god!
By the way, if you have Amazon Prime, Fatal Fury the movie is free. I just saw that today. The first one.
Yeah, that's good.
Good.
First one's good. Second was also.
All right, I gotta end up actually taking this stuff off because it's way too hot and I'm sweating.
Yeah, you can take the
my
wig
ass
off.
with it.
Yeah, we did the
Wigs are
reveal.
not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, wigs are not fun. It's cool to look. All the cosplayers I've talked to, they are a nightmare.
Yeah.
Hot,
Oh.
sticky, sweaty, disgusting.
Yeah, it turns out Wing Chun clothing very thin.
That's
It's
good.
cold. hmm
Oh,
Very nice.
Chris,
Yeah,
with
very
your
I'll keep
the outer
that.
shirt you have,
Yeah.
it's like the perfect color. Is that like a Julia thing, or did you just find a shirt that like really worked?
Happened to work, right? Like,
Oh, this outfit was like very hard to put together, but basically this shirt belongs to James, Hillary's husband, and he had it like years ago and it got faded. Originally it was red.
oh,
That works
Oh, wow.
perfectly though. That's
Years to do this
amazing.
costume,
Bro,
basically.
this man,
Yeah.
the biggest brain in the world. He's like, I'm gonna play Julia cosplay. I'm gonna wait years for that shit to fade.
Yeah, just wash it twice every day. Like,
Didn't even know Julie had that color, but it worked out anyway.
It worked out anyway.
Pretty much.
No, it's crazy because
damn.
this I couldn't find this color anywhere for like a shirt that I could actually buy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, this is it. And then the thing is that you don't realize about Julia, because she has shirt sleeves like they rolled up, but she has the sweatshirt underneath. So you're like, wait, is that long sleeve? How does she have that on? So this is actually a sleeveless
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a vest.
sweatshirt. Yeah, sleeveless little sweater vest. So like you could actually like have it on, and it's not like bunching up in here. And these gloves I got from Home Depot, and I actually cut the fingers off of them so I can make them fingerless. But they were the right color,
okay.
so.
Was that the Julia shirt, or was that just one that you wore?
Yeah, wait.
So I ordered a Julia shirt like
Yeah.
on October 23rd. By the way, I'm putting this out there. Don't order anything through FedEx right now because they will fuck your shit up. It was supposed to get here. Yeah, it was supposed to get here on Wednesday, and then the latest was supposed to be here on Friday. It has still not gotten here. So what I did was I had a plain white shirt. I printed out the reforestation logo, and then I taped it to my shirt. It only looks as clean right now because of the lighting. So you can tell if you look down here, you can see it's not actually a part of the shirt.
oh,
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to tell if you didn't point it out.
behind the
Yeah.
scenes, yeah.
Innovative.
And this is my college ID.
Oh,
I was
Okay.
gonna say it was Julie's ID, bro. He went all the way.
I was like, damn, man,
I
you
thought
can
it
make
was
Julie's
Julie's
ID.
idea also. Oh man, perfect.
Oh, you putting your government name out there, sir?
Yeah, I think your SSN's on that card. Thanks.
Everyone just starts taking screenshots of it.
That's
That's his name.
hmm
So this took a lot of effort and a lot of separate pieces. Oh yeah, and then the thigh bag. I had to buy this too.
Yeah, I would assume so. I've seen a couple of
Yeah.
them.
I mean, is it a practical bag? Can you use it?
Yeah, is
I
it?
absolutely can. I'm going to use this next time I'm on set.
Mm,
Very nice.
which will be
A boost and
Hopefully
docs.
soon. Doxed. All the doxed.
Jokes on you. There's a
Especially,
million Christopher
especially
Adams in
Black
the world.
Moose. Yeah.
I know, right? And guess what? Like 70% of the Christopher Adams in the world don't look like me. So, jokes on you, bitches.
They all end up stealing a different Christopher Adams identity.
Right? Slavery is sad.
Extremely sad. Oh my god. Oh shit.
All right.
Okay. What was it? I felt something. Oh.
What would you guys
Okay.
like to get into the first? Wait,
Yeah.
what's for the show today?
What is for? Wait.
We're just doing the questions, or did you have something?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
mind?
We're just doing the questions after we did like all the costume reveal stuff
Okay,
and talking
cool.
about costumes and everything. Yeah.
You guys
We got
ready
two
to switch to the first question?
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, ready to do the questions.
Alright, so question 1. What moments in a fight put fear in your heart, or for even just a second? Mainly, what peaks your oh shit meter, and any kind of tactics or things someone learns about your strat that send you into a scramble? Yeah, we all had thing really. Oh
It's,
shit!
it's tough. It's tough, man. It's just like
I think
What really
for
does?
me, it's like when this happens with Chris a lot, unfortunately. is when
Wow.
weird interactions happen that I don't
Uh-huh.
understand. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Those are the
That's
parts where I'm just like, I don't understand why this is happening or why this happened. Sometimes Chris knows because he'll practice setups, and there are times where Chris doesn't know, and I'm just like, bro, your character's stupid. I hate this game. So yeah, I think that's my only like real oh shit meter. I mean, it's not just with his character, but a lot of times online, sometimes I have weird interactions that I don't know about that are actually part of
Yeah.
other characters, and those are the things I'm just like, okay, well, how do I deal with this, and how do I not be in this situation again? I think
That
for
one's-
everything else, oh god.
I was gonna say that one's so for real that you get mad even if you're not in the fight. You'll see me and Chris doing dumb
Yeah.
shit
Like
and
jumping
flipping
over
over
each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially with Tekken, because it's like such a multi-dimensional game. Like you see stuff in there that like it's reproducible under the exact same scenario, but how often is that scenario gonna happen?
yeah,
Especially
exactly.
you have so many different body types, so many and they do a lot of like playing with hitboxes and hurt boxes and all that stuff. So
And stances
God.
that
Oh,
do
yeah,
things
stances.
that certain people don't like.
Yeah.
what do you? I'm not sure what you're talking about for the listeners. What do you mean?
Like stances that duck mids.
Oh yeah.
Oh. What do you have
But,
any
it's
examples for
fine.
stance?
It's part of the game for
Yeah.
no fucking reason.
I haven't seen any of those. If you can put them in the Tekken chat,
Well, I'm about to yell at
Appreciate
you
it.
right now. I'm about to yell at you.
I think
Oh,
fix your attitude because I'm the attitude adjuster.
Oh Lord, I'm the attitude adjuster.
I'll fix it for you.
I gotta go.
God damn.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Oh my
That's pretty
god.
good. I'm not even lying. That's pretty good.
I mean, that's definitely a tough thing to deal with. I mean, it's depending on what character you play too. You either get way more used to dealing with weird interactions, or as soon as it happens, it's like an alien language out of nowhere. Because like I know I play a few characters where they have a lot of odd interactions, and they force them into odd interactions from time to time. Like Kunimitsu with her teleports and her jumps, and her just different vanishes to come in from different angles. Or even like Ganryu, who just slides. For a big dude, he's very agile and slides and does the splits to duck under mids and all these other different things, especially like his parry, where he jumps over people, which is really odd. So I definitely think it's like you get used to it if you play certain characters. Like I bet Chris is a lot more used to weird situations.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more like ready for weird situations just because of Xiao Yu and Zafina. So those don't like make me fear for my life as much. Like I think when I start being like, oh shit, is when I see someone do a combo I know is hard. Like if I see them do what we call big boy combos in Tekken, I'm saying to myself, oh shit, I'm about to lose. They just landed that stupid combo. They're better than me. I won't be able to beat them. And I mentally already prepare myself for not being able to win the match. And it's hard to come back from that. So it's like this, it's basically like they're flexing on me, and it works.
Okay.
This
Interesting.
is very true.
I never really thought about that one. That's interesting to me.
That was one of my two ones because like if you know there's nothing scarier. You try to lab something for hours, and then you basically go, okay, I'm not at that skill level, or I'll never be at that skill level.
Right?
Then you go play someone, and then they do that thing, and it's just like, like it's like a game of horse at that point, right? Like you just see someone like dunk from like the 3-point line or something ridiculous. And you're just like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go home now because
Damn, I didn't know it was on an anime. What happened here?
right, exactly.
What the fuck?
Right, and
That's
the kind
like-
of shit that happens in anime all the time, right? They're like, oh, no one can ever do anything like this, and then they just do it, and then sometimes you don't even see it. Like,
Yeah, no, like that 100%. And when I see somebody, it's like, for instance, even Seth has done this once, or maybe like a few times. But like, for instance, when Seth gets me with the perfect electric on Kazuya, like in that moment, I'm hyped because I'm playing Seth. But if Seth was a stranger, I'd be freaking the fuck out.
Me
Like,
too.
Oh yeah.
Like that
Kinda.
damage. is like, I mean, this is what he means by big boy too, big boy combo, because it's huge damage, right? That's what all big boy combos are, just the max amount of damage, and that's what an perfect electric does. So like, I mean, I've done it to people, but like I've got hit by it too, and it's like okay, I'm dead here. I don't play anymore. We're going home. Fuck this.
Yeah, I think also clean waivus. That's another one. Specifically for characters that can do it. If you see someone doing clean waivus, I'm thinking to myself, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Also, Zane's on him too, so I'm not even I'm not the only one here.
Yeah.
That's true.
I already freeze. I already freeze when I see you or Zane do it. So, and like I know you guys. So if you guys were strangers, imagine.
When Zane first started doing it, I was just like, oh, like this is not a good time right now. He wins to 50-50 hella times. I'm out. Zane, you win.
For me, I would say, like, one of them is the big boy combos. Another one for me that ends up really putting a lot of fear in me is when it's a mix in between rushdown and when I'm stuck in a 50-50 situation. Like, it's a mix of both. Like, I panic like fuck, especially against you, Seth, when you do your waivus, like, to keep up the pressure, but then when you do that shit with like 50-50s and you go like super aggro for no reason, I'm like, shit, I need to find a way to slow this down or else I'm gonna keep making mistake after mistake. So pretty much I'm just really bad against super aggressive people, and I need to learn how to deal with that shit. So that's what puts a lot of fear in me, because I'm like, oh god, they're super aggressive, they don't know how to stop pressing buttons. I don't know how to stop this. So I'm just like panicking, like, alright, I guess I'm gonna sit here, eat all this shit, and then yeah, it's been real, have a nice night, and then that's my cue to call it. So that's mainly what it's like for me at that point.
Interesting. Very interesting. Huh. I've never really thought about those things. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, a lot of more of the time when like most of the time when I start getting in my own head tends to be, and it might be just because of a different play style and the characters I play, but it's usually when like, hey, how did they guess the last 5 mix-ups right? What the fuck's going on? Am I just predictable now? Did I just become predictable? And like it becomes weird where I just start getting into my own head of like, all right, I have to be unpredictable, but they know everything somehow. When they could have just gotten lucky 5 times in a row somehow.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, I just tried 3 different throws, but they guessed all 3.
Right.
Fuck. That's most of my game plan. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing that pulls me out of it too. Is it's just like, you know, maybe they got lucky, so let's try this one again. And then all of a sudden I get that throw. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm good. I'm good now.
I think that's another really good one, though. And I think, I feel like it's not just one thing. It can be any combination of multiple things. But that one that you just mentioned is another one, especially for me, because you guys know me, I like mix up heavy situations. And I don't expect you to guess like wrong every time. But if you guess right 100% of the time in like a round, then yeah, you're right. I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm too predictable. Like, if you're not getting into my 50-50s, then I can't play the game. So, yeah. So I also shut down a little bit in that scenario too.
Yeah. I feel the same way when I'm literally throwing mids and highs against like Chris, and then the one time I want to go for like a hell sweep, he'll just block it. I'm like, wait a minute, I literally threw nothing down there at all at any point, or even like a down back too. He'll block it and I went punish perfectly. I'm like, wait, what happened here? I was doing so well the one time, bro.
It can also feel like it limits your move set, right?
Yeah.
It limits your move options.
And depending on the character you play, like if you already have limited options down there, like Heihachi does, it's like it's even more scary because now you're like, I don't know if I can use any lows anymore. Like I played a ranked game where like this guy blocked my hell sweep 3 times, and I was literally afraid to press any low, not even a low poke. I was just going mids and highs and sidestepping and trying to grab. I think I went low maybe like twice after that. I ended up losing because I'm scared to go low. Because he was blocking all the time. I was like, okay, this guy is too big brain for me. I'm out. I don't play this guy anymore.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Very interesting. I think that's also the same thing that happens. Like a really good low parry will just freak me the hell out. Like, all right, here I come. Here comes that low that I've been hiding from you. Low parry. Oh. Well, I guess this is it.
Yeah.
you know what's funny? I think for me, it's getting low parried and accidentally low parry.
You're right. You're right there. Like when you accidentally low parry someone, you're like, I didn't mean to do that. I should. And then you start scrambling to like convert the low parry to do something with it. Make it look intentional.
I was trying to do a down forward 4, which is like the hedges full crouch sweep.
Yeah.
And as soon as I pressed down forward 4, I forgot who it was, but they went for a low, and I low parried, and I was like, what do I do here?
Exactly.
I just jabbed, and then I whiffed the jab, and I was like, fuck, I guess I'm an Oki now.
And now we're an Oki.
Yeah, I don't know if the glossary has American reset, but definitely that's what you end up doing.
Right.
Let's,
oh, it does. Okay.
But see, yeah, the low parry also feels like a flex too, right? Like like these moments where your opponent feels like they're flexing on you can be very demoralizing because it's just like they're just that much better. And someone doing a low parry, especially when it's the first low you've thrown out and they low parry you, it's like, wow, okay. And then you end up to the wall and you're just, I guess, like Seth was saying, I guess I just don't do those for the rest of this.
Matchup. No, that's it. So
I was literally afraid to throw any lows. I was like, no, we're done.
Oh, that becomes tough. That's a hard thing to fight against. Oh man. Oh hey.
For me, the thing that like gets me scared, like an oh shit moment, is because like the way I'll like construct my offense a lot in fighting games is like I'll set these things up and I'll say, okay, well, the only way to beat this is X or Y, and I'm like, oh, but you know, no one's ever gonna do Y. That's just like too difficult to do. Like that's just like for you to react on the fly like that, that's just not gonna happen. And then somebody does that, and I'm like when you see someone that has just like pro level reaction speed,
yeah.
Like I was one of your friends, Mark KG, I was fighting him in Guilty Gear, and I go for this like Oki setup where I try to cross you up, and it's supposed to be ambiguous which side I'm gonna be on, right, for Giovanna, but every time but I'm still like a little slow, so it's not a perfect setup, and he would just jump in the air and air throw me, and I'm like, and that's the kind of thing that normally, like when the people I play, like at my intermediate level, like don't do that kind of thing consistently, but he did it like every single time, and I was just like, I thought you needed like superhuman reactions to like do this.
So when you had to be a god.
Yeah, basically, when I see someone have superhuman reactions in a fighting game, like to the point where like 20 frame lows are seeable or whatever, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is really bad. Like I'm that's what paralyzes me with fear, because like because like everything I do is based on like what I assume human reaction speed is. Not even just online, even offline. So for someone to do that online, that's also fucking crazy.
That's true. That's very true. The funny thing is, you probably put him into an oh shit moment, and that was his panic button for it, is jumping air throw.
Yeah, but still, to even like go for that is just because you know it's a throw, right? So it only works at blank range in Guilty Gear 2. So you gotta be fearless. I feel like to do.
For him to go to that option automatically out of like anything else he could have done is like insane.
And that kind of goes back to what you guys were also saying, because that means he also knows the matchup, right? Because I doubt I'm the first person to go for that setup with Geo. So for him, it's just, you know, another Tuesday.
Just another Tuesday.
Just another Tuesday. Yeah.
Or Thursday, whenever you guys play Guilty Gear now.
That was a very old Street Fighter, the movie reference from M. Bison.
For you, it was the day that your entire life changed. But for Bison, it was a Tuesday. Said that's some cold shit he said to Chun-Li.
That was cold-blooded. So how do you guys think you deal with it? What's like to get yourself back into the fight? Because like we all have those shit moments, but like even you quit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay,
God
Chris?
That's a
damn.
natural instinct.
When Seth said, but no one reacted to it.
I didn't quite hear him, but
I didn't quite hear him
also
either.
not wrong. Like that's
was
your
a quick
first
one.
instinct.
That was a
That's
quick one. That was
exactly what
quick
the
right
question is disguised as, right? That's when you
Yeah.
basically just mentally quit and you have to
You
see,
just quit.
can I get it back before the end of this match or set?
No, I'm just out. I'm just
Just out. Just like done.
Just
No.
alt F4 and then you're good.
yeah.
Alright.
Or plug, as they call it. Fucking, I'm out.
Stream over.
I didn't buy this game to lose, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, the way I try to get myself back into it is I have to lose first. Like if it's it takes me a little hard. It takes me a little longer to get my flow back in the middle of a match during a set. But after I lose that match and I get to go back to that character select screen, that's usually when I'm like, okay, that just happened, and then I make the adjustments. That's what I noticed about myself when playing in Evo specifically. Going back to the character select screen literally gave me a chance to get my bearings and to just try and play better.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when I'm going into that next match, it's like I'm kind of doing a mental reset. And yeah, the last match happened, but now this is a new game, and like I have just as much chance to win as this other person does. So that's usually how I get myself back. But I am not that good right now where I'm able to come back immediately in the same round, and only occasionally can I come back during the same, match.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's just a testament to the mental toughness that pro level players build over playing over time to be able to recover that fast. And I think it's also important to take that breather between rounds. If you take a beating like match 1, go to character select, go to stage select, whatever you need to do to literally take a breather. Because if you don't, you end up playing worse. Because you end up playing emotionally. And you're trying to play not to lose, which is something that we learned not to do in ranked. But it also translates to the tournament scene. Because it's something you don't want to do. Just take the time to, gather yourself. I think that's what all of us are trying to do. So.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
that's actually what I did a couple of times whenever I had first to, like, either first to 5 or first to 10s with you guys, and even before that, where it's like, if it's an online match, if I'm really rattled in the middle of, like, after, like, just that first match in the set, I would just sit there. Like, I would close my eyes for a second, or at least after I chose my character, and, like, I would just let the timer run out. And then I would just be like, all right, I'm just going to let the timer go. I'm going to give myself a couple of seconds, just breathe. Try to clear my head, take deep breaths, and then just be like, all right, just jump into the next one. Don't even necessarily think about a game plan, because, or at least for me anyway, if I think about a game plan, then I'm overthinking again. So, and it's ironically one of the things that I learned while playing Smash, believe it or not. Because I realized that after spending the night at Strikers one time, because we were just playing like a bunch of Tekken and Smash, and what ended up happening was that I ended up, like, me and him actually ended up realizing it's like, okay, I need to play Jin as if I'm playing like Ike. Because with Ike, I don't have to think too much. Still, like, a lot nonetheless, but, like, I'm able to slow down the pace how I wanted to and simplify my game plan. So with Tekken, I need to do the same as well and just be like, all right, just do what I need to. Take a breather, give myself a couple of seconds, jump back in. Or at least that's one of the ways I try to combat it anyway.
Yeah, and for those who haven't had the unfortunate misfortune of playing Zane's Ike, she basically baits you a lot in terms of like making you think she's gonna come in and then backs off, and Ike has a big ass sword. If you've never seen Ike, it's like bigger than his body, I feel. And then she will punish you for it. And considering how good Zane's movement is in Tekken, I think it's a strategy that'll like work out really well.
Mm.
A
What
lot
you,
of
Mark?
times when I'm playing Zane, I just can't hit her, and then I get lit up.
Interesting.
I just need to find a way to incorporate that with Jin. Probably just hit more people with the big Timberland boot, and then that's probably all I need to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Easy clap.
Literally, you can do that with Jin. Literally, like
Yeah,
wave
literally.
away, back off, and then forward 4.
Forward
In the
4.
boot.
Just forward 4.
And you will kill a lot of people. Believe me. I got hit with a forward 4 3 times in the same round.
Oh.
Fucking Jin was just like, hey, I'm gonna wave and win. Just kidding. And I press a button, he forwards forwards. Counter it. Full wall, or not, I wouldn't say full combo, but enough combo to get me to the wall, and then it was just over from there. And then I would get off and back up, and alright, let's me to do this, because that was obviously a mistake. Same thing. Wave root in, I took the bait, he backed off, forward 4 counter hit. Alright. Then hit me the third time, I was like, okay, I'm actually dead. I don't play anymore.
You're just dead. You're just dead now. Interesting.
Right. But yeah, Mark, what about you? Like, how do you, like, when you get rattled, how do you, like, bring yourself back?
The interesting thing is, I think, like,
I don't get rattled.
No, like, I know there are times I get rattled for sure. I've realized what I have to do more is just turn off my brain. Really. And like it's come to a point where like it's odd where it feels like it came full circle in how I play. Because at first I was fighting to not go brain dead and just play in this way that was just not great. Like all my habits, everything I used to do was just not good in fighting games. To the point where like I had to start forcing myself to start thinking in the matches. And then over time, I think too much now. To the point where I'm slowing myself down. I'm not doing what I should be doing in a read that I have. I'm hesitating because I'm telling myself no, that won't work, or maybe I should do a different move, or I'm really just like freezing up myself to the point where now I have to now shut my brain down more than I used to. And I just have to play, which I think I should have taken a lesson back when like we'd be practicing and all of a sudden I get caught up in a story and I don't realize that I'm winning or beating someone up and they're like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, what happened? Oh fuck. I won. Good. But yeah, like it's getting back to a balance of like shutting my brain down a little more so that I'm just fighting instead of telling myself how to fight during the fight. So like even if because like especially since one of the things that rattles me is if they catch my mix-ups too much. It's not crap, now I can't do these mix-ups. It's like, why am I too predictable? Because I'm going for the same parts in the mix-up or I'm doing them sequentially. So now just mix it up more. Just what's the answer? Mix it up more. Put more mix-up in there. And like a lot of times it'll work. Like I wanted to practice up and play some stuff. I did like some online rank, like I think over the weekend, maybe like Friday, Saturday-ish, which I don't often do. Yeah, in Tekken. And I was fighting. One, I fought a smurfed ass Kazuya, which was interesting.
Not fun.
God, like he wave away. He had perfect wave waves, full on electric combos. I was like, you're not a second dan at all.
You don't belong here.
You don't belong here. But I also played like a few decent like a Lydia that was pretty good and was reading a lot of things, and like the matches against her, because I also played as like Ganryu first, then I did some stuff with Marduk just to see like how I would like feel playing it. And I fought her as Ganryu, and I was like, okay, yeah, I really need to practice my like neutral game as Ganryu. But when I fought against her, when I fought against the Lydia player with Marduk, I realized I still can adapt really well, because there's points where like, and it's stuff that I would practice for before, and how I made setups like the dash in, the forward 1+2 got Marduk throw, which is the launcher, right? I decided to combat that with anyone that could like break the throw, for example, with like dash in, quarter circle forward, 1+3 or 2+4 to get into the mount throw, or to get into the mount. But I also realized, like, one of the things they started doing was like, every time I forward dashed, they would duck, which would just negate throws in general. Until I was like, it's not that I can't do it anymore. It's I have to use a different tool to call them out on this, so they don't do that anymore. So I did a forward dash in to crouch grab and called them the fuck out. And then after that, I went back in and I was able to do all the other throws I did before. Just because like it's a simple solution where it's just like, if I tried to like, if I froze up and thought about it too much, like, oh crap, I can't use these throws. It's like, no, I can still do this. Just crouch grab. That's it. That's easy. It's simple. Sometimes the freeze up has simple solutions that you can't get to if you overthink. At least that's like my way of tackling that whole thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes I also wonder if like a character change in a tournament setting, it can also help that brain power, or help that help shake off some of those nerves. But I normally don't switch characters in a tournament anyway, so I'm not at that level yet. But I wonder if that could also allow for a resetting of the brain.
It definitely can. I think that definitely can.
We see tournament players get rattled. We see we see tournament players like JCR or whatever get blown up, and then sometimes we see them switch to a different character, and then all of a sudden they blow the other person up, and then the other person's like, now do they stay as the same character, or do they also switch? And those, like, I think those are the most interesting interactions to see, because obviously we all get shook. But we think of the pros and we think, oh, they're just, that much better than us. They're inhuman, but they're human too. And and you can see when they get shook, but then it's always just interesting to see them turn it around and then shake the person that just shook them. And that is like a skill that I really want to learn and understand, because that has to be like the ultra instinct level of just like putting the last match behind you.
Yeah.
Right? And starting from scratch, because it doesn't matter.
So it's basically like a new match, new me with a new character.
Yeah, new match, new me.
In fighting game terms, we call that the mix-up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I definitely don't have the guts to switch mid-set. But I also my best.
I was waiting for that to happen.
The best 50 mix-up.
The best mix-up. I guess he was feeling himself.
Yeah, man. I just want peace.
Well, for that to happen, Straker, you better get that work.
I just got that work from Discord.
Ooh.
Yep.
But
Nice.
I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. Anyway, so as far as what I would do about it, it's really funny because once I do fight an opponent that like scares the shit out of me, I do this thing that my brother hates, where I say like, I'm gonna lose. That's what I tell myself, and he's like, because I'll say it in the middle of an Overwatch match or a Smite match or something like that too, and he said, oh, it sounds like you're giving up already, and I'm like, well, I'm not giving up. I'm actually telling myself I'm gonna lose unless, and then I have to fill in the blank. So what I say out loud is I'm gonna lose, or like we're gonna lose at this rate, basically. And then I have to fill in the blank, like what's the counterplay? Because I'm pretty counterplay heavy. So, we were talking with Zane was talking about aggressive people, like maybe they're more prone to frame traps because they're aggressive. Or I was talking about like a player with high speed reaction time, so maybe I need to bait them more. Or maybe I need to actually not aggress on them and actually force them to make a mistake, because they're more, if they have high reactions, they're probably more used to relying on people making mistakes. And or so something like that. Like, then that's the only way I feel like I can get back in it, if I'm fighting this person that feels like out of my skill level or something like. But hold on a second, what's going on here?
What are you looking at?
I don't know. I'm paranoid now. I see people laughing. So
Nothing.
I was rolling my eyes, praying that Seth would not do it, and he knew that I was praying that he wouldn't do it. He even looked at me and then laughed because he knew. He was just like, "I'm gonna do it," and my eyes said, "Don't you do it?" And he's like, "I'm gonna do it."
To be fair,
what did you do?
when he first said, okay, so Otto was like, "When in doubt, Pringle out." So I saw it and I was like, "That's funny," and then I was like, "Wait a minute, that sounds familiar." And then I saw Chris make that face, and I was like, "Oh no, it's really funny." That's why I was laughing, because I saw Chris' reaction and it popped in. Oh yeah, he eats this word for no reason.
Oh, you forgot.
It's been too long.
Like 2 or 3 podcasts ago, we dropped like
Yeah.
4 feet in an episode or something.
We're gonna bring it back. Don't worry, I got you.
No, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
He forgot.
He can't believe he forgot.
You gotta add it to the glossary, man. That's what you
Oh, that's a quick podcast break. That's a nice little mug you got there, Zane. You wanna show that off for the crowd?
Yes, I would. It's a special mug made by the one and only awesome Seth over here. Thank you again, homie, for that mug. It has my name on the bottom and all the other shit.
Very
Appreciate
nice,
it.
very nice.
Yeah, I got you.
It might be laced with poison. Don't trust it.
Well, I'm already dead
just-
inside it because of work, so that's nothing new.
You too can also have your own specialty mug or shirt made by one OGC Sephiroth, also known on Twitch as Sephiroth VR10. All you gotta do is DM him, join our Discord, and make sure that you get your own specialty mug or memorabilia.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
And don't forget to subscribe.
But yeah, no, that's it for me. I think, like I said, just take the time. Like Chris said, it's really good to go back to the character select screen and figure out what the hell that counterplay is, because you, at that point, you might need it. Or you know, maybe they got lucky, like when Mark was saying, and they just guessed right a lot. And maybe you have to, as long as you recognize that, and you know, keep doing what got you to the dance.
Yeah.
I feel like I do the same thing, Mr. Ego, where like I think about the losing part, but then I ask myself, what can I do to get out of it? You know? And yeah, even if I lose that round, I go back and I just think, I take a second to myself mentally, where I'm just like, alright, maybe what I was doing at first wasn't the correct approach. Let me switch it up and try something else. I like trying to experiment to see what works. So for me, to get out of it is more like trial and error.
Yeah.
Well, like, if I'm being overly aggressive, I just, if it's not working, I stop being aggressive and I like them to come to me. I kind of do what Straker was talking about, where I try to see what the counterplay is. If something isn't working, then I try something else. And, you know, I keep doing it until something works and I win.
And the good thing to do during Chris's mental reset with the character select is to kind of like ask yourself, like, so what are you fighting for? You know, are you fighting to even out the score? Are you fighting for ones you lost? Are you fighting to get what's in store? You know,
We're all trying to do it.
you gotta ask yourself that question.
I thought he was serious, and then I saw him look down, and I instantly
how I look
regretted
down.
my thought.
But you were saying, Chris.
You know, anyway, actually, this is a good time to just like also talk to ask Seth one more thing related to this topic, because currently right now Seth plays online more than anybody else in this podcast right now. And I know that I came on to Seth's stream briefly yesterday while he was playing an online match, and he actually mentioned that he was playing Tilted. So it sounds like yesterday was a good example of you playing and being shook in some kind of way. Because if you're getting tilted, that is kind of similar to being shook because you're not your best in that moment. And do you remember what it was that caused you to feel that way? And if you were to go back to yesterday, is there a different method you would try to use to calm yourself so that you could play the way that you want to play again?
It's funny because I was tilted, and then I figured out why I was tilted, and I was better toward the latter part of the stream, so toward the end. What I was doing was I was trying to rush to the next rank, so I was just playing to win. And a lot of the matches where I was losing, I was literally playing not to lose, which made me lose. Because I wasn't thinking about setups, I wasn't thinking about what my opponent was doing. It was, oh, I'm knocked down, I just got a combo, let me come back. Instead of thinking, okay, what did he do to get this combo? Did he get a counter hit? Was it a setup that I fell for? Was it a frame trap? And things like that. It wasn't until probably Chris, when you came in, I started to realize, okay, I know I'm playing wrong. Like, straight, I'm just playing wrong. Even though I'm pressing all the same things, I'm pressing all the buttons, I have the same setups and whatnot, I'm playing with the wrong mentality. And so that's when I had kind of like the mental adjustment where, like, okay, I think it was funny because yesterday I was playing the same 3 people. After a while, I was like, okay, let me learn the matchup. Let me figure out what my opponent is doing. And Chris mentioned this too when we were talking about like matchups. Yesterday, I played the same 2 characters. I played Fakarum, I played Law, and I played another one. I totally forgot what the other one was. But I wasn't really learning the matchup as far as like, what can this move be punished by? Is it a 10 frame punish, 12 frame, etc., etc.? It's more like, what was my opponent doing? Like, what was he pressing that was not safe, or that was punishable, or what can I do to get around what he's doing? That's specifically trapping me. Like the Law player, for instance, he would do down forward 2, which is the natural launcher for him, and then if I were to block it, he would. I wouldn't say frame trap because I don't think he can do his magic forward right after that. But I would press something that wasn't a jab at the very least, and I would get magic forward, and then he would get a combo off of it. So that was one thing I took into account after a while, and I stopped getting hit by it like halfway through matches. I think I played him like 8 times, and after like the 3rd or 4th time, I was like, I never got hit by it again because I saw it coming.
Nice.
So I was adjusting to his habits and not necessarily what Law was doing. So yeah, to answer the question, I was playing to win, ended up playing not to lose, and then midway through the adjustment, and what I would do to go back would be learn the game.
Right.
Just learn to play the neutral, focus on the neutral, learn the matchup, test out what's good as far as punishments, what can I use to get around this character, and also what strings and buttons this character uses. Because that later down the line, the characters you're going to fight against are going to press the same ones. Like every Law player that I've played has pressed the same buttons this guy's pressed. Right. I still haven't figured out how to properly punish them or get around them. Which is clearly my fault, because I should be learning that matchup. And I wasn't doing that properly when I was playing that Law player. Same with the fuck around player. There were things that I should be punishing. There were mid-low strings that I should have recognized, because every fuck around uses them. So there's one thing I could change would be focus more on the matchups and not just rank push.
Right.
Because I'm going to get the rank regardless at some point or other. I mean, I might lose it, but I'll get it back for sure.
I mean, that's something else that I didn't think about that goes along with your question, Mark, but it's not always what a player does that can shake us. Sometimes it's our own mentality that shake us, and the player might not do anything special, but our own expectations of ourselves can shake us and make us play worse.
Mm-hmm. It's very true. It's very true.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing from yesterday. And this is something that I do whenever I do ranked in general. I always try to go in ranked with a neutral mindset to not win or lose, but to just play solid, fundamental Tekken, whatever I can do with Chaos for the most part. Which basically just harass people with mids and highs, and then catch them with lows, and then off the Oki, go crazy. But looking back, I should have focused on, again, the matchup, the characters, focus on things I can and can't punish. you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Well, talking about looking within and seeing yourself, how do you guys feel about mirror matches and people within the group playing the same character as you?
What a segue! Can we get a hand for that perfect segue right there? Oh my goodness, that boy is good.
Well, thank you.
It's funny when you posted this question. I thought about it. And
Yeah.
I thought about the against the Kazi matchup. I'm actually terrified of the Kazi mirror.
Oh,
Like, it's actually terrifying. Is
Really?
every Kazi player? Yeah, even though the 50-50 is the same, it's every Kazi player does it differently, has different timing. So like some Kazias will do the 50-50 off of a knockdown, which is obviously his vortex.
Yeah.
Some people implement the vortex just at neutral. They'll do a hell sweep, or they'll fake a crouch, or go to crouch to fake, a hell sweep, but then go mid, because he has the forward, neutral, down, forward, 3+4, which is a mid, and on knockdown it's a free steel pedal. So you mix it up with that, and then you're on knockdown, and then you have the vortex again. So the mirror match, the Kazuya, I'm actually terrified of, and I played it several times, and I hate it. With Heihachi, it's a different story.
Really?
Because I understand Heihachi, like, I guess, to a better extent than Kazuya. I'm not afraid of the matchup because I know what most of them are going to do, and I know most of the setups already. And every high-level Heihachi player does the same setup, for the most part. Obviously, their high-level players have better matchup knowledge. I would say better fundamentals than I do. But I know the general game plan, and I know what buttons they press, and the frame data on them. And I've played a couple of Heihachis already. And because I understand my character that well, and I don't think they do, I've ended up beating them. Because I'm fairly confident against the mirror match in Heihachi. So I'm terrified of Kazi, and I'm pretty confident in Heihachi, in that mirror.
Interesting.
But you don't care about playing the mirror match as much, but how would you feel if someone in the group was using Heihachi as much as, like, to play you?
If you guys play Kazi, I'd be terrified. I wouldn't play at all. I'll be honest with you. Heihachi, like, if any of you guys did pick him up, how would I feel? I'd be like, I can actually talk to someone about Heihachi shit. Sick. This character's fucking hard. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
That's
And then we
like
can do all the
support
omens.
group.
That's like the
That's
most positive response that Seth could have given that I was not expecting.
I had to get about positive responses. What the fuck?
No, dude, you earned that one though.
That's
You're
fair.
too used to negative enthusiasm.
Yes, exactly. Another great name for a show, by the way.
Can you imagine we make a show like that and just me insulting
Oh my
people?
God.
I mean, that's
Something.
basically your stream. I was about to say negative
That's true.
enthusiasm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You can catch that. Seth will plug it later.
I was gonna argue that, and then I realized, I insult a lot of people in my stream, so never mind.
And that's the stuff that makes it through the filter.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's not talk about that part. How dare you bring that up?
Yeah, man.
Move on.
On
How
your
dare you.
stream, people's egos get more than their feelings hurt.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm starting to think your Tekken series should just be called negative enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Every time you stream Tekken, just call it negative enthusiasm.
That's the show's episode 45.
This is episode
now.
5.
Just-
Yeah.
You don't even play a match. I'm tilted.
Fucking shit.
We're taking it.
Taking it. The abuse cycle continues.
The cycle continues.
I don't like playing mirror matches. I actually hate playing mirror matches. But when it comes to online, I'm usually better than most people that play my character at the level that we're playing right now. So I'm never worried about the mirror match. I just think mirror matches are boring. So like, if you guys had all started playing Tekken before me, and if each and every one of you used Asuka, Xiao Yu, or Julia, I wouldn't have even looked at those characters because you already played them. So I would have tried to pick up someone new because especially if we're going to be playing each other a lot, I don't want to be doing the same matchup. Like, I don't want to be doing the same character against each other for like 200 matches or however matches we've played so far together. So I personally, so for me, I wouldn't pick up the character if you guys were already playing them, and I probably wouldn't even pick the character up as a pocket. As far as my friends doing it, I mean, you guys do whatever makes you happy. But I know that if I have to play the mirror with you on a consistent basis, I'm probably not going to enjoy myself as much. If just being honest about that.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah, but I play Zhao Yu. I wouldn't want to play Zhao Yu mirror either.
Oh God, those sound
You're right.
awful.
Just saying. Can you imagine them AOPing each other?
Yeah, some mirrors sound great, but some mirrors sound really terrible.
Yeah.
I basically have those matches whenever I play Mark's Kunimizu, so I'm already ready for it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Leapfrog mid-match.
Leapfrog in there.
I would like to see like a Kazuya mirror or a Julia mirror, but if it's a Xiaoyu or Asuka mirror, I am out. I'm all the way out. Like just stare at a wall.
Bro, I watched some Korean Kazuyas on Twitch.
Yeah.
When I watch them play other Kazuya mains too, I'm like, I'm terrified for them. I'm like, who's gonna hit this vortex first? This is scary shit.
Like I almost rather that be Tekken 8. You can only play Kazuya and play
Just Kazuyas? Oh my God.
Yeah. I would hate that game so much.
It's like the realest Tekken. Like you can't get any realer Tekken than this.
The most fair version of Tekken is nothing but Kazuya fighting Kazuya.
Yeah. Mid or Hell Sweep? Mid or Hell Sweep? Which one is it?
It's just rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
The lore for that game is Kazuya actually just went insane and we're playing it from inside his mind while he's in the asylum.
And he's fighting himself.
He's just fighting himself.
His inner demons, which is just a devil form. This man went crazy.
Yeah, this man went insane. It's nothing but Kazuya.
This is ready to do drugs.
For me, as far as mirror matches, against random people, for some reason it doesn't like, I don't know, like sometimes it could be a little bit of a mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
Like mainly because for me I always take it as a learning experience when I fight a Jin, because it's like if it's somebody that I know that I can play better as, like I'm sitting there getting frustrated, I'm like, because then I'm yelling at them because I'm like, I did this shit too. Do not do that. Do this instead. And it's like I'm doing these moves against them. So it's kind of like it's a weird way to explain it. Where it's like if they punish a low, I see them do like some other random shit, and I'm like, you could have just done While Rising too. What are you doing? So it's like me looking back at like myself in terms of like shit like that, where it's like, the fuck. But then I have a different aspect of it when it's fighting against, and this is mainly with randoms as far as with mirror matches for this, when it comes to like fighting Jins who are like significantly better than me, that they can like wave faster than me, or just like have like a better like super aggressive playstyle. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna treat this like Gurren Lagann, and I'm gonna steal every bit of knowledge that you're throwing at me, because this is what I'm gonna do for next time. Yeah. Alright, hit me with everything you got. I'm gonna use every bit of this. I'm just sitting there like, alright, now what? What'd you do? What are you doing next?
The learning cannot be understated. I think you're absolutely right about that, Zane. The learning from someone who's better than you in a mirror match is amazing. Phenomenal. Because it shows you so much that you did not know about your character. I think it's just tough if you're on the other side of it, so that if you're the one that's the better person in that mirror, and I guess I just wonder what, I mean, not to say you're not gaining anything, but I wonder what it is that you are gaining as the better player in that matchup, if that's enough to keep that matchup interesting. But yeah, but on the opposite end, as the player that's just getting beat by your character and just taking in all this knowledge for things that you can lab out later, that is dope as hell. I think you're 100% right about that.
That's true. That's very true.
That's the reason I feel a little bit conflicted, because I'm like, all right, maybe I should probably take it, like, if I was, like if I turned out to be a better Jin, maybe I can try to spin it that way for myself, or if I try to think about it that same way too, it's like, maybe I can take that as a learning experience also. It's like, all right, I'm seeing what they're doing and what I should not do myself. But it's like, all right, they're doing this. All right, this is what I used to do. Don't do this. You have a better answer now, so use the better answer, or some shit like that. I'm not sure, but as far as providing the better players, I'm just sitting there like, all right, what you got to show me? Please show me right now. Let's go. I'm just sitting there with a notepad, like, all right, what you got? I need to know this for next time.
That's what I imagine Zane doing when she's fighting a Jin who's less experienced. She's like, that's not the correct punch right here. Let me show you the correct punches, bitch. You know, electric me here. Let me show you. Here's an electric, bitch.
Someone considers Zane a teacher.
Well, first let me get consistent with my electrics, then I can actually talk that amount of shit, but anything else, yeah.
That's interesting, though. Like, I know they're not a mirror match, but since you and Seth both play either Mishima or Mishima-like characters, I'm surprised I haven't, or maybe you guys have, and I just haven't been around for it, but I'm surprised you guys haven't had more conversations about, like, the getting electrics off and being consistent with some of the harder combos, or is it just because Jin and Heihachi are too they're too different?
Well, one, I'm cheating on a cross-up. So.
That's fair. I mean, I've heard conversations too between you two, but that's back when I was playing Kazuya, and it was only because, like, the biggest thing I remember hearing is different on Kazuya because he has the perfect electric and he can do it a different way.
Yeah, it's different with Kazuya electric because his perfect electric input, where you skip the down input of the forward, neutral, down, forward, or forward, down, forward. You skip the neutral. You can apply that perfect electric input to Kazuya in general, so you can always do electrics without doing the down input. When it comes to Jin, Heihachi, and Devil Jin, you still need to put the down input. So the reason why we didn't really have that conversation about electrics with each other was because Kazuya's electric was actually different. I could skip a whole ass input, so it's a little harder to talk about timing and practice with that because it's just different. With Heihachi though, granted, even with the cross up, now I had to put the down input. Now it's very different. Now we can talk about timing when you do it. And I think we both need to have a discussion actually about the punishment aspect, which is, Chris asked me this yesterday. We brought it to me yesterday when we started playing sets. And it was, to practice electric punishing. So when we get something that's minus 15, punishment electric. I don't know what is Jin's electric 15 frames too? I'm pretty sure.
I think it might be 15. I'll double check it after the stream, but I think it might be 15.
Yeah, but both of us need to start practicing punishing 15 frame moves with an electric. I started practicing it, and I found the timing hard. I don't know if you tried it yet with the 15 frame or even the 16 frame, because if I remember correctly, bow and arrows minus what, 16?
Minus 17 or 18, 17? Actually.
It is still hard to punish with an electric for me. Like, I even tried turning on the animations where it turns blue and red, and it is still hard. I don't understand when to put the inputs in. Either I'm putting it in too early or I'm putting it in too late. So I guess me and you can have a discussion about that whenever you want, because that is something that will definitely level us up moving forward. You don't have to worry about, Also, you have a hop kick, so that changes things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a fucking hop kick.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, I think that's also what added to the conversation on that too, because you said it also, like, or at least when you were playing Kazuya a lot more, that that Jin has a lot more tools or a lot more answers as opposed to using an electric. So it's like, while electric is good for great damage, it's not necessarily the only thing I necessarily have to use when it comes to punishing people. So that's probably another reason why. But I do want to have a. Even though it's not necessary, I would like to have electrics more consistent and all the other shit. So expect more conversations, sir. I'm going to be picking that brain of yours.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's literally just muscle memory practice of, like, as soon as you hit down forward, pressing 2 at the same time. Is just constantly that. I literally. You ever heard me with my fight stick when I first got it? I was you can hear the amount of mashing. You hear the click and the button press at the same time. There's so much practice. So
time to dust off the hitbox again.
yeah, I mean, you can do it with the pad too. You know, it's just whatever way you find it comfortable. Because I know Chris plays claw and you play normal, right?
Yeah, I play normal.
Yeah, so I mean, it's about finding a way that's comfortable for you to be able to press down, forward, and 2 at the same time. Whatever motion that is, whatever hand setup that is for you. It's about just finding that technique for you. I found that technique for me when I was playing Kazuya. I have a certain way of holding the joystick when I'm on the second player side versus first player side.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why that I'm going to be dusting off the hitbox, because of the fact that I feel like I actually get out electrics more because
it's easier.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. In all honesty, because it's like, because I can pull them off on D-pad, but the cheat for me in my own head, or at least to trick my fingers into pressing the buttons at the same time, it works just as well, if not better, on hitbox.
Yeah.
So, just like the video that Chris put like months ago, where he's like, "Did this chick just do like 3 electrics like in a row, and she just picked up the hitbox?" And I'm like, "I got nothing. I don't know what to say." So,
because the inputs are cleaner on hitbox.
Yeah.
So, but
I think one thing I wanted to say earlier when I heard you guys talking about the electrics, I still think even if Jin has a hop kick, when I look at videos and I see Jin, I still feel like the hop kick is good for just lazy punishing, but it's like if you want that damage, the damage punishing, electric is the way to go. And when I watch people like Devilstar play, I see them like, oh, you messed up, electric punish, and now you're eating a lot of hurtful damage. And in many cases, if they're in red, they turn that into a combo that uses the rage drive as well. So I think no matter what, it's helpful to be able to do electric punishes, even if you do have tools like a hop kick. Leroy has something to say.
If the person's low on life, do they still do the electric, or do they actually switch the hop kick so they don't drop it? Do you ever notice that?
No, I haven't. But I guess the other thing about that is that maybe they could do the hop kick and then do the electric as part of the combo.
I would think more people do electrics in that scenario, because electrics do more damage.
Yeah, I just sometimes when I'm worried about dropping and I don't need the full combo, I'll do the easier combo. But
yeah, I mean, it's up to you on which one you do. But most players, especially Mishimos, who they will practice execution, so they'll always go for it. So they practice execution so much that they're going to do it naturally anyways.
Right.
Like every time you see me with a launcher, I'm always doing electric because I've practiced so fucking much.
Right.
I can also see it being a better option just because, I mean, you're in rage, so that's higher comeback potential if you're doing the higher damage combo there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, and if that's second nature to them, then that would explain it, because at that point it's better to do what it's better to not change up, because you might drop the change up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still having a lot of problems with Tekken's input system, so that's probably why I tend to go with what's easiest.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I still have problems too, even with Heihachi doing certain combos.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Also, just ranges.
Yeah, ranges would be tough.
But yeah.
For me, when it comes to mirrors, I actually don't even get the opportunity to do mirrors. I think it's because I play a lot of I hate online until they introduced rollback recently, and then for like the last like 7 years or something, I've been living in areas that didn't really have a fighting game community, or had it in games that I wasn't really playing. So I ended up not playing a lot of people. I ended up not playing fighting games. That's why there's like an era of fighting games I just didn't even pick up, even though I loved them. But hopefully when the pandemic lifts, that'll change, and then I'm more likely to hit mirrors. But I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite when it comes to mirror matches because I'll never, or even the idea of like picking up someone that someone else means, because I wouldn't do that, even if I have an interest in the character. But if somebody did that for one of my characters, I would have absolutely no problem with it, and I would welcome the mirror. So that's probably something I need to work on. Like I've dropped characters if I've seen like someone pick them up, just so that I don't just so that kind of thing doesn't happen. But I kind of like mirror matches, but I haven't had enough to make me go like this is boring or whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to them because then like you have that it's actually the most even match, right? Then you're playing a game more like chess or checkers where everyone has the exact same pieces, and you don't have to have that salty feeling where if you lose, you know, there's a part of your mind that looks at the tier list and goes, yeah, yeah,
Julia is where?
Where are we again?
Yeah. Or
Where do we sit?
Because I also have a habit of doing that too. I also will tend to stray away from top tier characters, so that if I do, and maybe that helps me because then if I lose, I can always say, "Hey, I'm not playing a top tier character" or whatever. But and I don't know why, because I play characters that tend to be pretty popular, right? Like Maxi and Bang and stuff. But I think I just in Soul Calibur, rest in peace, and Blaze Blue. But I think it's just because I haven't really been playing online, which will change now with more games having rollback. Then I'll get that opportunity. But yeah, I don't mind it because I love talking about fighting game design, and people are definitely most interested in talking about characters that they play, right? Because then they know more. So I'd actually welcome it. I'd love to meet like a Leo main and actually ask them questions and stuff like that.
Right.
But,
Would you feel the same way if your main group of friends were like using the same character as you?
I feel like I would do that thing where I strayed away.
Okay.
From that character. So, but maybe that's something I'll work on in the future or something like that. But I kind of even did it this time because I basically stopped playing King. Once I saw like Harley was picking up King as his main. But but I also have too many characters in Tekken anyway. But yeah, I don't know how I'd feel because it's been a long time since that's happened. But I don't know. I kind of welcome it because then I think it would make it easier to have conversations about characters because these characters are so different anyway that you end up like almost feeling like, hey, that doesn't apply to me or something like that, and it might actually apply to you, but it's easier to say something applies when you're literally using the same character.
That's true.
I think that one thing that I'm hearing is that it might not be as interesting or enjoyable if someone in your main group is playing the same character as you, but it would be immeasurably beneficial to have somebody that you play occasionally or that is at least in your life enough that you can have conversations with about that character, play you in mirror matches with that character. So maybe it's not an all the time thing, but it's an active person that you can reach out to learn and help and grow with.
Right, exactly. Because I think what you were saying also about like you know, there's kind of like this different experience when you're playing someone that's way better with that character. Because it's a learning experience for you, but for them it's basically kind of boring.
Right.
But I think that also kind of goes for any character, really. Like if you're so much better, like if I play a beginner at Tekken, and I'm playing them with like Leo, it just doesn't really make any sense at all. It's kind of not to say it's a waste of time, but like yeah, because these games are all about enjoyment, and then at that point, I can't even enjoy the thrill of a competitive match. So
yeah,
it's like I would actually rather play with somebody I don't know.
It's like when you one and done on ranked, and like because you clearly are better than the person you're playing, so I don't play anymore.
Yeah,
you
right.
Leave it to move on.
Yeah, and that's actually the only time I ever stop playing someone on ranked is if I feel like neither one of us can learn from the other. If I'm so much better than my opponent, I leave, and if I'm slightly better, I'll stay for a few matches. And
yeah,
and I'll do the same thing in the reverse. If they're way better than me, then it's like, okay, I don't, this is because I've played people, who've like made it out of evil pools in other games, and like, I don't think they got anything from playing me. It might have made them. It actually might make you worse, because what's the point of playing? If you're a pro, what's the point of playing a non-pro Leo? They're actually gonna like make you like look for moves that don't come out. Like you're gonna sidestep things that that a pro would never even throw out anyway. So yeah, what's the point? Then you're in tournament looking to sidestep, and all they're doing is quick moves that can't get punished. and then you lose. Like, wait a second, I play a Leo every like X or Y. Why weeks? Like, how come I'm getting bodied now?
I didn't think about that, but that's also very true. On the regular, if you're doing it on the regular, it can actually hurt your game rather than help it.
Yeah, and if I end up playing in a mirror match against someone who's not as good to me, or is newer to the fighting game, I just say, hey man, don't get fooled by the gray.
You don't care what nobody say?
I don't care what nobody say.
Okay.
Back up all that stuff, young Buster. Buckle when these knuckles touch you.
Oh,
God damn it.
Anyway, here's a serious question. Out of all, if you guys were to pick one character from this play group to pick up and pocket, who would you pick?
Xiaoyu.
Of course you would.
Marduk.
Oh, I have a good one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mark's inspired me.
We're gonna pick up Jin, not gonna
lie.
Jin is super dope.
Jin is actually scary. Other than range, he's actually terrifying.
Jin is a second for me.
Who would be your first?
No, my first is Marduk.
Oh, wait, no, yeah. My bad.
Jin is a second for me. I love watching Jin's play more than I think I would enjoy playing Jin myself. That's why I'm like living vicariously through you when I see you do cool Jin stuff and I get hype, or I want you to do cool Jin stuff because I want to see you do it rather than me do it myself, because that just brings me personal joy. But like watching Mark play Marduk over the last year has just made me really appreciate the grappler mix-up. Even though I don't like Marduk's design, I like from a physical standpoint, I like his design from a gameplay standpoint.
Well, thank you.
Part of me would also want to play Kazuya because I really want to use twin pistons to launch like minus 13 lows.
Minus 13 moves all day.
All day.
Yeah, all day. Like yeah, but I would be a Kazuya that didn't use electrics. Like I'd be that anime character that like.
And you would literally be the worst Kazuya.
No, I mean I would. It'd be like one of those Rock Lee things or something. I'd be the character in that universe that doesn't have whatever system that works in that universe, and they just have to rely on like other shit to get it done. So I would just, I wouldn't do waivus. I probably would just work on my punishers all the time.
Huh.
Yeah, and I think the crazy part is that you can actually get away with that.
Yeah, you can.
Up to a certain extent.
Right.
Because with any Mishima, you need electric. There's no doubt about it. So, that's fair.
Yeah. For me, I would probably say in between, which is weird because you guys already said the majority of my answers. I think it would be Kazuya first for some reason, and kind of like for the same reason as Armor King, where it's just like if it's not moves, it's just something silly that I just like experiencing. It's just so I can hear him say Doria over and over again, so I can just electrocute over and over again. And then the second one being Marduk, only because it allows me to bring out my inner Milla from DOA 5. I can go ahead and tackle you and just do throw mix-up shit left and right. So, like, if I were to grab characters from other groups, it would be that. Maybe a closer one might be... What else would it be? Maybe Leo. I'm not entirely sure. But for the most part, like, it's those two, really.
Interesting. I was trying to think. That's actually a really good question because like we're not just talking mains, right? we're talking mains and pocket characters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So any character that any one of us play in this play group, main or pocket.
Oh wait, Seth, you'd play Leo, right?
No.
Flat out no. Goddamn.
Real quick with the quickest.
The worst part is like I knew at some point you were gonna ask this question.
Yeah.
So I already knew the answer. I was like, no. If I choose a second character, other than Jin, shit, that's hard. I was thinking like, no, stop, cut it out. Like Brian or Marduk, like one of those two. I like both those characters.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh god. First, I think I would go for I'd want to pick up Brian actually, because like I have tried to pick up Julia because like she was major waifu for Tekken, but I'm like, oh, we just don't meld. I'm really like Gonryu with Julia. It just doesn't mix well. It's just something about it.
We're in different places in your lives. It's okay.
We're in different places. I'll always what's it called? Appreciate her from afar. And I mean, I used to be a Jin player, so I was like, I did do the Jin thing for a while. I wasn't good at electrics back then, but I could probably do them now. But at the same time, if I'm picking up someone new, it would definitely have to be like Brian would be number one. Secondary, I think it'd be Heihachi actually, because like I like the old man. Yeah, old man's cool.
Old man's dope.
The old man's dope. Actually, back like when yeah, I was considering like picking up just to have a Mishima. If I was gonna pick up a Mishima, it was just gonna be Heihachi while Seth was still majorly on Kazuya before he picked up Heihachi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody wants to pick up Leroy?
There was a time where I did. I'll admit, there was a time that I did when he first came out, mainly because of Wing Chun.
Yeah, same. And then I heard it was horseshit. I was like, nah, I'm good.
First he was broken, and then they broke him.
As a brown male that constantly preaches for progressiveness and putting stereotypes behind us, I can't play Leroy in good conscience.
It didn't have to go down like this.
You just gave him that.
I needed to read a quote from Leroy just then in response, and I didn't get it. I'm disappointed. Let me down, Trigger. One job.
That was a quote from Leroy.
That's why I said Chris gave it to him.
Yeah.
As
you wish. It didn't have to go down like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, let me send you the trailer.
I didn't realize how many lines Leroy had until now. Oh my god. That's crazy.
That's because he actually has a song, so he ends up having more voice lines technically. In the game, he barely says anything.
So wait, so Mark, you were saying that you would have played Heihachi. That was the main one you're thinking of from this group.
No, the main one's Brian.
Brian. That's right. You said Brian.
But before I was gonna pick up a Mishima, Heihachi's the secondary, just because like he was the Mishima I would think about picking up now instead of like Kazuya Devil Jin. You're right.
And he's gonna be an 8, so it'll be a nice transition.
That's true. True. Gives me someone to play until like any of my characters come back.
Hey man, you never listen, man. If Tekken keeps adding new characters, they might add a new character that has never been in a Tekken game that you might like.
That's true. You're right.
Know?
That's very true. Like
a female Marduk.
Marduk. They bring in a guest character from DOA. They just bring in Mila with Marduk's moveset.
Yeah, they could do that. Put in some jujutsu and maybe fuse Marduk and somebody else. And,
yeah, Marduk gets canceled. Right. So pretty much, yeah. Because I mean, like lore wise, they can easily take out Marduk because like the lore currently for Marduk is him and Armor King are set to have a match where if Marduk loses, he quits fighting forever. And if Armor King loses, Marduk gets to take off his mask and essentially force him to retire, I think, was the whole thing.
To reveal himself and then retire.
Yeah.
So maybe retirement for either of them.
Yeah, basically. And like, with like the King and Armor King thing always being a thing, I can see a forced retirement for Marduk. Just because like he's never been as popular as Armor King. He's been a good character. I don't see that many that often. Which is a good transition to talking about how I feel about mirror matches. Like I've played I haven't played Marduk versus Marduk that much. But I've played Marduk's while as a different character. So I get a feel for the mirror match there. And it's a lot what Zane was talking about, where like if I do meet someone that is better than me, which gets very difficult with how much I know about Marduk, and comes down to a lot more like fundamentals and how they use the tools that we have. It's cool to play. I like mirrors, especially if they're better than me. But like I think part of the thing is if I'm far better than them, or I have or I just have better tools than they do that I've developed, it's kind of like you're about to learn today, man. You're about to get some good tools. I'm gonna show you the world of what you can actually do with Marduk right now. And it becomes very interesting because it's like it is that thing where you get to see some mistakes you used to make, and it's kind of an interesting reminder of to never make those mistakes again. Just because you're relearning how easy it is to fight against those things and how easy it is to take them down. Like it was interesting seeing a Marduk that actually did the same unblockable cancel that I do on Oki to the Ford 2 in VTS, which is the armored wall bounce. And them going for that, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I know that one. It's easy and this is how I deal with it. But it's also because like I mirror myself all the time when I'm in the lab. And I always just because that's how I lab out stuff is I'll make the computer do it against me so I can figure out all the ways to beat it. And then after I figure out the different ways to beat it, I figure out how to beat the ways to beat it. Like a few of the videos I posted recently with the Marduk wall combo to the ground throw. Like if you roll out, what do I do there? If I recognize you rolling out, then I can just do another throw apparently, because you don't have enough time to react and you're still standing up while I catch you with a throw. But if you break the throw, that basically resets us into neutral. And like if you don't have the time to lab that kind of stuff, it becomes a thing where you see those those interactions more against another person that's like a mirror. Because like you get thrown into situations you don't really think about, and then you have to think, okay, so I knew how to get out of that, and they reacted this way, but since we're the same character, what could I have done in their shoes to keep going or keep the pressure on, or to get a launcher, or to like, since I beat them out in the reaction, what could I have done from their side to not let me beat them, kind of stuff. Yeah. But in terms of anyone learning my character, yeah, I'd be excited to actually help people learn characters, like any of my characters, which I've realized is growing and expanding. With I think I play Kuni, Ganryu, Marduk, Lei, and I've started learning some King. So yeah.
Okay, interesting. I like how I'm thinking about how at least everybody has two people that want to play a character that they play, except me. Only one person said Xiao Yu, and no one said anyone else.
Listen, people are talking. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, yeah, I mean, you play Julia, you play Zhao Yu, you play Zafina.
I play Asuka. Shut up! I know where you're going with this.
See, this is one of the things too. Like, I
It was
was gonna
for us,
mention
Jacob.
something about Asuka, but I didn't want to set up. Like, no, Chris doesn't play Asuka joke.
I was
'Cause,
gonna
like-
say Lydia, but I already have her in my back. But I was already
Yeah.
gonna learn her anyway, so I don't know if that was gonna count.
Yeah.
I'm not touching any
No,
of the
yeah.
characters. I already play hard enough characters. I don't want to learn someone's stances.
That's fair. That's
Hell
fair.
no.
I actually picked Leo up because I didn't want to learn someone with a lot of stances. That's why I actually picked up. I was gonna pick up Lars or Leo, and I was like, "Oh, Lars has too many stances." Yeah,
That's fair.
I literally did not pick up Zhao Yu back in the day because I thought that she had too many stances, and I picked up Asuka because she didn't have any.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you guys had the same thought process. That's hilarious.
yeah. But actually, it turns out stances kind of streamline the game for that character.
They kind of do. Because, like, I mean, learning Lei, yeah, he has 170 moves, but most of them are in stances. It's actually like, and then after that, it's just basically like learning how to fight neutral, and then figuring out a stance at a time. Like, just what's the other buttons that you have in the stance? Lei. Oh my god. It's really weird because, like, I can't remember the name of the stance, but it's like you press forward, go to neutral, and he has a stance where he does the 1-2 punches to go to other stances. Oh, Strika's already out with the stance talk. My bad. He's like, stances, fuck this.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
like
My bad.
going that to, I think is it Dragon? Yeah, it's Dragon. Dragon to get the throw that you guys have been seeing that I do often now. But now I've learned a few other things to do in Dragon instead of just that throw. Like, there's like a launcher there. There's a few other moves. It's only like maybe 5 different button combinations because it's like 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 1+2. And then that's just basically figuring out what each of those things do in different stances. So, like, I totally agree that, like, sometimes stances can streamline a character.
Yeah, I agree. Although now I'm realizing nobody actually said any of Straker's characters after I said what I said.
Zane said Leo.
She didn't
Yeah,
say
I
Leo.
know.
She said maybe Leo. That is not a commitment to
Not a
anything.
confirmed answer.
That's not a very big commitment.
Yeah.
She said definitely Kazuya, definitely Marduk, and maybe Leo.
Yeah,
That is an honorable mention at best.
yeah.
You
It's
don't
really
know
cool. I
enough
have
honorable
like
mentions.
the most amazing characters. I have Leo, I have Leroy, I have Josie, I got Miguel, Miguelito.
I thought you played Miguel.
Wonderful
Oh
character.
shit.
I actually forgot you played Miguel too. To be honest, for like a
I'm-
second.
I think
For a
Miguel
minute.
forgot you played Miguel.
Yeah,
man.
but
I'm a
Oh
big
shit.
oh
I
damn.
will say, I'm glad you reminded me though, Straker. I would play Josie. I would consider playing Josie because I think that she has a pretty cool, gameplay thing going, and her stances don't seem to be what the character is all about. Like her stances are there, but it's not like Zhao Yu, you know. So they're kind of built into like the kit of like flowing in and out of the
Yeah.
stance, but not like staying in the stance and then trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, like
So I think that that's cool.
yeah,
Very
man. I
true.
bet there's a lot of things you want to do with Josie.
Oh man. Ooh, I'm
Damn.
glad you said it, not me. I was thinking it too. But what I was gonna say, I was thinking that Josie does have some of the tools that, or kind of the playstyle this Chris does, like she worked
Mhm.
on. I mean, she has tools for counter hits and whatnot. And
Yeah.
then what Striker said too. But you know,
Yep. I mean, one of the things I
Isn't that
realized is and it's mainly because Omari has Josie's. I've tried to learn, or am still like playing around with a character that almost everyone has, except for like Seth, unless you count. Because I remember you used to play King at some point, but like,
when the game first came out.
when the game first came out. But it's been a long time. But like,
Yeah.
Josie's a character that I still like mess around with here and there. And and I'm gonna try and invite B back so if you guys want to see more Major Josie play, because that's his main, because he was a Bruce main before and he went on to Josie. Like Jin and Asuka were my mains for a while. Before like picking up Marduk. So like I was like, I could relearn Asuka, but at the same time, it's okay if I don't. And if I'm on a total, yeah, like for some reason, Hey Hachi was like one of the characters that came to mind too, especially if it's just like to learn.
It's just so crazy to me because we give Seth the most shit for playing hard characters, and literally 3 out of the 5 people in this like podcast said that they would play a character that Seth plays.
Maybe they picked the hardest one to play.
Well, yeah, Heihachi, but they said Heihachi and Kazuya. Like seriously.
But hey, there's something appealing about hell sweeps and electrics.
I think you all are just masochists. I actually legit think that you all just like having harder lives.
Chris.
I'm not. Listen, you guys are already born with darker complexions than most people in the world. How much harder do you want your lives to be?
I'm not doing electrics, man. I'm just doing simple. I'm doing like the easy 50 damage combos. I don't need that extra 10 damage.
Does that now, and then he gets blown up by everyone else is doing 70 damage.
Yeah.
Apparently in Tekken, I just like to hurt myself.
Hey, Zana, apparently I've been doing that since we started playing together.
I'm gonna do that Tekken 3 spin kick mix up.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that one, man.
Like, real talk. When I was playing, doing the ranked
main swap in a while, so
yeah, like I did it in ranked when I was playing Kazuya like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, I was about 80% successful with that shit, and I've done it multiple times. Yeah, like 80%. Like I would do it at least twice in the same round, and I would still get it. I'm like, okay, dude, you know know how to block ball here? Cool. You get hit with the mid, and then you get with the low, and it's a full launch. Okay, yeah. Stupid.
God, I hate that it's that successful because I used to do that. Well, I never did it as Kazuya. I did it as Jin in Tekken 3 all the time.
Yeah. When he was the Mishima fighting style, right?
Yeah, when he was Mishima then. Full Mishima.
Where he is exactly Double Jin right now. That's what he was in Tekken 3, because it's basically what Double Jin.
I didn't know. I think you guys mentioned that, but I forgot that. That's crazy. So that used to be Jin.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Jin.
It's Jin.
They were like, oh, you missed Tekken 3 Jin? Here he is as Double Jin.
But he's better.
But better.
Arguably.
Yeah, he's.
But let's be honest, Tekken 3 Jin was fucking broken. That character was stupid.
Yeah, that's what I ended up learning recently, because I didn't realize it, because I didn't know how ridiculous Tekken was at that time.
Oh, yeah.
When I was playing it, even though it's my favorite one, ironically enough. Oh, yeah. But until I found out how stupid Jin was in 3, I was like, oh. Okay,
they made 4, and then 4 was a mistake. 4 was fun, but that game was super broken. There was like fast falling off walls. Like the amount of juggling and infinite you can do was hilarious.
You guys would have hated me in Tekken 3. I would have played Gone.
Oh, I believe that. You would be a troll like that. You would have played either Gone or Dr. Boskanovich just to lay on the floor the entire time.
Dr. Boskanovich was in Tekken 3.
Yeah.
They were one of the 2 characters.
I thought he was only a tag character. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Wow. He was in 3. He was playable in 3. As well as Tekken Tag. One of the tags.
Was it just Tag 1?
First tag.
Yeah. Using Tag 1.
He's in Tag 2 as well, but everybody's in Tag 2. That's like
right.
That's true.
That's true.
Does he still lay on the floor in Tag 2 or no?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, he does, because I mainly remember him from Tag 2. So since I know it, he does it in Tag 2. Because I don't think I've really seen him. And they don't. It's too bad, too, because if you think about it, Tag 2 is basically Tekken Smash, because they brought back every single character that had been in a Tekken game.
Yeah, but Tag 2 was also really broken.
Also, don't put Tekken and Smash in the same sentence. Thank you.
I mean, they both don't have a hit counter, so it's not like you don't know that they have things in common.
Yeah,
the one in Smash training actually works, though, unlike Tekken, where it tells you it's consecutive. And
this man got so offended. Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. He's so mad.
I mean, for this guy to say Tekken 2 is Tekken Smash, it's just like, okay. It has a lot of characters. That's like the only
But
similarity.
is he wrong?
People hate that game. People love Smash Ultimate.
The point was that they brought back all the characters from all their games, which is the same thing that Smash did.
Yeah, in the most laziest fashion, by the way.
Right, they could do it better.
You're real salty.
Damn.
Did you even play Tag 2?
Yeah, I just played as Bruce and just doubled up.
That you weren't able to do that. You could.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I see what you're saying. You said you went for the 1 health bar. I got you.
Bar, man.
Yeah, the 4 health bar wasn't split.
I only played it for like 30 seconds though.
It's okay. It wasn't that good.
I don't believe you. I feel like you played a lot more than that. You just don't want to admit it.
No, it was just like a few hours. It was not much.
And that actually though,
I honestly didn't even go into training in that game. I just used the same combos from Tekken 6.
Because they worked.
And then they took us out, but we won't get into that.
But that makes me wonder though. I'm like, I wonder if there should be more. I mean, maybe Smash can do it because there's a little bit more homogeny with the characters as far as like how you can do moves. But I wonder if that could be the future of fighting games, where you have fighting games that just have all the characters that have been in their games. I mean, it sounds like a balancing nightmare, but as far as representation is concerned, it makes it so that people don't have to worry about their character not being there.
Yeah, but DLC and money.
Right. I mean, I just wonder, like, can any other fight? I mean, and this is a little off topic. It just came to my head, but can any other fighting game do what Smash did and have it work?
It'd be very hard. Tekken 7, I would say, would be the luckiest one for the introduction of Akuma, Geese, Noctis. I believe there's another one, but I can't think.
Negan.
Yeah, and Negan. I think I'm extremely lucky with those. But no, I don't think any other fighting game moving forward can accomplish what Smash did as far as guest characters from the series. I mean, just hearing the stories about how hard it was to even get Sora in Smash is insane.
Right.
Let alone the rest of their fucking roster.
Yeah.
But even what about bringing back returning characters from other games? Because that's the other thing about Smash, is just that, like, if you played Mewtwo, they're back. If you played Lucario, they're back. If you played Pichu in Melee, Pichu's back. Roy, Marth. Like, could another fighting game do that? Could another fighting game be like, or could Tekken be like, hey, look, June, Marshall, and Michelle, they're all back.
Yeah, I actually think it's harder for franchises like Tekken and Street Fighter because they're on later numbers in the series, and like if you look at how many people in Street Fighter 4 that didn't make it to Street Fighter 5, that's larger than anything that, like, Smash at worst was always missing like 3 or 4 people from the last game. They've actually kind of continued porting people over, but most of the people from like Street Fighter 3 are not in
4
like,
and something with 4 to 5,
yeah. So that's where it'd be a little. I think that's where it'd be a little tricky, especially if you count all those other Street Fighter games like Street Fighter EX or whatever, where those characters are and then Alpha,
So Guilty Gear couldn't do it, huh?
Guilty Gear could do it. I mean, they almost did it in freaking Rev 2.
Yeah,
they did. They got really close. They were missing like what, Cliff,
and Bridget,
and Abba.
Robo Key.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like there's so many people missing from one Guilty Gear series, and then Smash was only ever missing, like, I'd have to go back and check, but it felt like they were only ever missing like 4 characters or something.
Testament's another one for Guilty Gear also.
That's true. Testament's another one.
I feel like there were probably a little bit more than four Striker, but we'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, but I think like Amar said, it'd be harder because like Street Fighter and Tekken are longer series of games, right? Several renditions of it. So you'd have to have a continuing series to build out first off that roster, and then to actually do it is I don't think it's hard because with Smash, like Striker said, they just pour your characters over from the older one to the new one, and just kind of touch up some things. And then reintroducing characters is, I don't think, that hard. obviously you have to do a whole character design and whatnot, and then introducing the mechanics, the interactions and whatnot. Will another fighting game do it? I don't know.
Right.
Also,
We get enough
anybody,
complaints about roster size to begin with.
yeah.
So
because was
you can't have too
anybody
little
like,
or too much. So
was anybody reasonable missing from Tag 2 for Tekken?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
a lot of characters from the tag series are very niche.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't really make it to other main versions of the game.
Either that or at least duplicates of the main characters.
Niche or
That they
clones.
brought back. Yeah.
So it's like
Also-
unnecessary to have them in future games.
Yeah. There's also
Yeah,
not
Tag was the
much
first.
of like a mechanic change between Smash games that much. Like maybe a few smaller
Sure.
things, but like if you look at the differences between Tekken's 3, 4, 5, and 6, each
Yeah.
game brings in something new. Like 3
Something
didn't have
new.
walls, but 4 had walls. What's like 6
Oh.
brought in bounding. 7 decided to take out bounding and switch it up to corkscrews. And if you go to like even Street Fighter games, like Street Fighter 4 had FADCs, but 5 doesn't have FADCs. They have
Yeah, V
like
triggers.
totally different
and then-
system, V triggers.
And then 3 only had
Right.
parries.
Yeah, 3 had parries.
We had parries.
Right.
And 2 was just 2.
The other thing about Tekken 7 is like in Tekken 6 they added rage, and then in Tekken 7 they added rage arts and drives.
Yeah, that's very true. So I think it becomes harder for longer series to have all the characters because like it's not one of those things where you can just port it over because now you have to rebalance the character to work with the new systems kind of thing. And like I mean it's cool for like Smash has a lot more mirror characters like
Yeah.
where they're like similar but not too different. It's like
Yeah,
a
the
little few
clones.
different properties. But like I can't see like for example, the only time Tekken does mirror characters is tag. Because like having
Yeah.
Michelle and Julia at the same time would be just kind of
Same
like
thing. Yeah.
that's the same
Why?
character.
To an extent, King and Armor King, where they're not necessarily clones, but they have very similar move lists, right?
Yeah.
Somewhat different properties, but they were a little too similar.
They were.
I think the only variations that were different were maybe, obviously, Mishimas were different.
How
It was weird.
how
'cause
long
Tekken
were they
6
very
had them
similar?
like Harung and Beck.
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 Buck,
Yeah.
Beck. Yeah. And Eddie and
Um,
Christie, right?
Eddie and Christy, yeah.
And tag? Yeah.
The
No,
tag,
I was
yeah.
saying Tekken 6.
Oh,
6,
6.
I don't
Yeah.
think outside it did they have both of them?
Yeah, because
Why not?
because Christy was my third character to
Okay.
use in 6. That's the reason why I know.
And Eddie was still there too?
Yep, Eddie was still there
Okay.
too.
That's the part
Okay.
I wasn't sure about. I didn't know if Eddie was in that game.
And
So,
you
like-
played Beck if you didn't want to learn Harung.
Yeah.
Basically. I played Beck in Tekken 6.
And then
So what you were saying, Mark?
yeah. Like what was I saying? But yeah, like because like in some of those characters, like there are differences. Like Beck and Hwoarang, there definitely are still differences. Because I was a Hwoarang player and I tried to play Beck and I was like, it's the same thing, right? This is not the same thing. This is not the same thing at all. And even like I mean, we do say King and Armor King have a lot of similarities, but like there's a lot of things that Armor King does not have that King has, especially
Yeah,
in
and
terms
vice
of like
versa.
and vice versa. I don't know if was there a lot of difference between Christy and Eddie? That's one
To
thing I
my
never knew.
that I'm not too familiar on. I think the one thing that I did hear about was that Christy has a shorter range
Okay,
than Eddie.
Yeah, that's fair. Just
That
because
is fair.
female and character sizes makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if the move list is the same, then yeah.
Yeah, I think the move list might be the same. The one that I can't tell you about is the difference between Eddie and I think his clone at the time before Christy came in, which was Tiger Jackson, apparently.
That was
Oh
my god.
yeah, I totally forgot about
I'm gonna
Tiger
bring him
Jackson.
back for no reason. Bring him back. That dude was dope.
Palette
That was
swap.
dope.
They
Yeah,
should
those-
palette swap
those-
some of these characters. Huh?
Yeah,
Those endings, like the ending screens when you beat the game, like arcade mode or whatever, with just him or him and Eddie. Oh my god, those were so good.
No, no lie. I actually think games should start making unlockable backgrounds for your like consoles or your PC game itself. Like, I think that would be kind of dope. Like, if you could unlock, like, if you beat those games, you get those little backgrounds, and you could actually like put those places.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick. And if it's on a PC, unlock Steam profile pictures. Just like for the background for the Steam profile.
Yeah.
Exactly. Think that would be a little fun. But I guess I just was wondering this question because, it looks like Tekken's going to be doing their own version of like Guilty Gear Strive, where they have these games that have all these characters and they're kind of like scaling back, and it's going to be a smaller game with a smaller roster. And Trigger's like giving the thumbs up. I just always wonder. It's like, I don't know. I'm mixed on it. Like, on one hand, I like the smaller roster because there's fewer knowledge checks, but I always just wonder, do we really have to go back so far and lose so many characters when this franchise is... I don't know. I don't know what I'm asking.
It's... No, I can't even what you're asking. It's funny, though, because it's always, like, the debated question. It's... When Street Fighter 5 came out, the amount of shit it got for, like, what, the less than 10 characters it had at launch...
Yeah.
And now it has, a handful of more
Shaker.
characters. It's just like, okay, all right. Are there too many characters? Wait, what?
I was just imagining like Street Fighter 5 with like 9 characters.
It had like
Yeah.
I think it had like 15 or 20.
It had 15.
It didn't have many. 15. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean,
15.
the fact is that from coming from 4, we're on a huge roster list, right? Probably similar size to Tekken now, to not having that many characters, and then everyone's giving it shit, to now it has like more characters, and then people are complaining about knowledge checks, and then like now we have Tekken 7 with an insane roster, and then everyone's complaining about knowledge checks. It's like, okay, well, which one is it? Do you want more playable characters, or do you want to complain about more shit, more matchups? You know what I mean? It's always like a hard debate.
I think it's the two different people complaining.
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
I think they're all the same person, except it's not that they want everyone there. They want their character there and to not have knowledge checks. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's very true, Mark. Yeah.
They want their cake and they eat it too.
Yeah, they want to make sure their character's there.
That's
They
right.
want their Kazuya versus Kazuya matchup. Damn it!
Kazuya was the Kazuya.
Who's gonna Hell Sweep first? Oh,
The leaks are looking interesting for Tekken 8, and I'm not sure how to feel.
Hachi's in, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Heihachi's in.
Yeah, that part was confusing because I think I was talking to Chris and Zane the other day, and we couldn't tell if they were saying Heihachi was in or Heihachi was not in.
Yeah, I thought they were saying that Tekken 7 is Heihachi's last game, because then why do I care that they want to make Jin and Kazuya like the focus of Tekken in Tekken 9, which isn't going to be out until like 2043 or some shit. Like, why the hell are you telling me that?
Why are you telling me this now? Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Tekken 8 is going to come out, and we're not going to see Tekken 9 for like 10 years. So that made me think that Tekken 7 is Heihachi's last game, because otherwise, why do I care?
And also, why would they kill him off in the story if he's gonna come back in 8?
That's true.
That's
Very
true.
true.
Very true.
He's gonna come back. Watch. He's gonna come out of the volcano.
Well, man, just
And he's
go
gonna throw
for it.
everyone else in the volcano.
It's not the first time they brought someone back from a volcano, man.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at Kazuya.
Right? I do remember Jin also getting shot in the head, but he has double gene, so I guess
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a little different.
He did the
He didn't
double
say
gene
why, yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Like
that's the way.
it was confirmed that he didn't die after he got shot in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You totally thought Kazuya was dead, especially since he wasn't in Tekken 3.
Oh, they took that man out of Tekken 3?
Yeah,
He wasn't in Tekken 3. He came back in 4.
he came back and forth. Because like
Yo, they...
what they basically did in 3 was like they basically did the same thing as Street Fighter did with their 3. They brought in a bunch of new characters that had like a lot of the same moveset. They had some characters that were old. Because like before, like that's when like Hwoarang, Jin, who else was new in that? Who else had just come in that game? I'm trying to remember now.
In
and
3?
Hwoarang and Jin. Yeah. Hwoarang and Jin were new.
Julia, I think, is new. 'Cause
Julia was
Michelle
new.
died after 2.
Yes.
Which one's the son, Forrest or Marshall? I keep forgetting.
Forrest is the son.
Forrest.
Marshall's
That's when
the father.
Forrest Law came in because like they brought in the kids of a bunch of people for that
Yeah,
in
but
Tekken 3
Forrest
from
stayed-
2.
But Forrest stayed gone after a while, though, because Marshall came back, and it's like,
Marshall came back,
fuck you, Forrest.
Brian was new in 3.
Brian was
Yeah.
new in 3.
Oh yeah, because he took over for Bruce for a bit, because Brian
Mm-hmm.
and Bruce shared a good amount of the same
Bruce,
list
yeah.
for a bit.
They've gotten rid of Bruce stuff a bunch of times and put new characters for him. But yeah,
Yep.
like
I feel like they don't know. I feel like Bruce is in like limbo in Tekken. It's like,
yeah.
this is a character we made, but we don't know what the fuck to do with him right now.
Yeah, we wanted to bring in a new guy for him, but then we brought him back, and then like, no, screw that. We're gonna take him out
And
again.
then for Tekken 7, like, should we bring back Bruce? What if it was a girl?
It was a girl. You know,
And now they
a lot of
have
people were
Pokemon.
mad about this, so let's bring out another guy with kickboxing and Muay Thai
Worst than
moves,
Bruce.
who's gigantic,
Huge.
Looks like
humongous.
fucking.
And was also
Bruce-
broken at launch.
Oh yeah,
Came
yeah,
out.
literally,
It
bro.
looks like fucking Toguro from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Seriously. Yeah, like that Tekken 3 was an interesting game just because like they literally took out a bunch of characters that some of them are still gone. Like I mean even they didn't even have a June analog, right? They had no one to take place of June till 4.
Till 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pseudo June was Jin because he had a mix of
Oh,
June's
right.
moveset
Yeah.
and Kazuya.
Cuz he still had the turn move that June had and a few
In
other
4?
things. In
No,
3.
in 3.
Oh, in 3, yeah.
In
He's
3.
Because he had a mix of Jun Kazama's,
and then Mishima moves.
And yeah.
which is pretty much like we brought up earlier, pretty much double Jin, because double Jin still kind of does that anyway, because he's
Yeah.
basically Tekken 3 Jin. So
So like the next one doing the same thing I could see, I guess. Because I mean, that's kind of what they try to do with 3. But then they bring back a bunch of characters and then replacing characters with newer characters, which is another reason I'm just kind of like, it'd be kind of weird if they brought every single character back.
It means
Yeah,
they brought
they-
June back for
yeah.
no reason. I'd be hyped for that. I don't even know why I'd be hyped. I'd be like, June's back? Sick, let's go.
Let's
I
go!
after she came back.
June's
Yeah.
back means Asuka's not back. So that's why I'd be hyped.
Yikes.
Damn.
Damn, son.
But I'm actually okay with fighting games to have a smaller base roster because you want the barrier to entry to be low,
Mhm.
and the last
Yeah.
thing you want is like if a new manga came out and it immediately came out with like 400 chapters, I don't think people would want to read it.
You're right.
You underestimate the power of the weebs.
Oh yeah, right. I think I'm okay with it more, Straker, if they also change the mechanics
Oh, for
That's-
Tekken 8?
for Tekken 8. That's more of the issue
Well-
for me. Like characters are a thing, but like the mechanics are the bigger
Yeah.
barrier.
Also,
for
a
me.
tutorial to show how the mechanics work. I think
Neither there.
giving people the ability to understand the tools as they learn the game is the better way to go about it. I think you have any size roster as long as you teach people how to play the fucking game.
I
Yeah.
actually
Or within
have
the game.
a plan for the 8 things I want in Tekken 8 that aren't going to be in Tekken 8. If you guys want that as a topic.
Oh, we should
Oh,
do
yeah.
it for a topic for next podcast. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
We could
There's
definitely do that.
I'm pretty sure Striker's number 1 will be in a hit counter.
Hit counter, which is
Counter.
not gonna happen.
Don't
Yeah.
give away the secret sauce. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
save that for next
totally.
podcast. Oh man. I mean, okay, so there is a small leak for a new mechanic, which adds more grappling, which is kind of weird. But I'm also kind of like, yeah, I mean, I'd do it anyway. Fuck it. So how do you guys feel about that? That's actually something I'm curious about.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about it.
It's a
So-
guess mechanic. Like
It
once
is.
you get Crap.
It sounds like the mechanic they added in Soul Calibur,
Yes.
in Soul Calibur, the most recent Soul Calibur, and I hated it because it was too much rock paper scissors, and even the pros hated it, and they did their best not to use it, and they eventually, they would use it because it's there, but most people, when I was reading about it, they hated it because it took it down to just straight guessing, and people don't. And people like educated guessing based off of, oh, you're going high, you're going low, and based off experience. But that breaks it down literally into rock, paper, scissors. And in general, people don't seem to like that. And I know I did not like that in Soul Calibur.
Like 50-50s are bad enough. And then you want to do rock, paper, scissors? No, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm generally of the opinion that anytime you want to borrow a mechanic from Soul Calibur, you should probably not do that. And that's no offense to Soul Calibur, but like if you
I'm going to offend it. Continue.
Listen, it applies to any game, but it especially applies to Soul Calibur. If people didn't like the mechanic and no one really gravitated towards the game, then why would you take that into your game? Because isn't Soul Calibur kind of your test-based franchise? So where you try things out, and if they're good, you put them in Tekken, and if they're not good, you should not put them in Tekken. I thought that was the whole point. So.
It's one designer who works on both games who's just like, hey guys, I need this in there. Let's try this. We gotta bring it to Tekken. I think the Tekken community will love this freaking mechanic that everyone hated in Soul Calibur. I think it was just in the wrong game, and as long as it's a grapple thing and they have ways to reverse it, I think they'll love it.
That guy or that person has photos of somebody else in Tekken doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, and now
he has pictures of Harada and Michael Murray doing bad things.
Yeah, basically.
That's funny.
You don't need everything thinks they need a gimmick nowadays, and gimmicks can be helpful in certain situations, but you're Tekken. You don't need gimmicks. You need solid gameplay and solid mechanics and accessible systems, and you'll be fine. You already got a legacy base of characters and players that will play your game regardless. You don't need silly gimmicks to try to bring new players in.
Yeah.
Agreed. Well, I will say the one thing that I think I remember reading from a leak, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on it. I think I remember reading that they were talking about actually having a fucking tutorial for wave dashing finally. Or am I wrong on that?
No. Wait, it's something close.
Leak said KBD tutorial for KBD.
KBDs, which is interesting.
It's like KBD is more universal.
Yeah.
Makes
sense.
Wave dashing is very specific to characters.
Yeah, I mean, but it would still be good to know anyway. That way it's like, all right, you know which characters are capable of doing this and all the other stuff. But that's a thing for another time. But, like, just the fact that there's even a tutorial for KBDs, and it's like, took you guys long enough. Where was this, like, back in Tekken 6? I thought I had decent movement then, only to find out, oh, wait, no, there's actually a much faster way to do this shit, and I've been doing it wrong this entire time. Thanks, I guess.
Awesome.
I think the leak said that they were gonna try and give more characters wave dash like movement.
That too. I saw that also. So
we
maybe we will.
That'd be
Maybe
wave. That's it.
Could you imagine?
Wave, that's it. I don't give a fuck about anyone else.
Oh shit!
Could you imagine Marduk with a Wavu to VTS mix up? I
am instantly unplugging if I see that.
If that's in there, it's like, fuck this, I'm out.
Imagine Xiao Yu with a Wavu into Phoenix Stance.
Oh my god.
No. Zane, I knew you one better. Imagine her Wavuing in Phoenix Stance.
Oh god, that's scary. No, that's scarier. No.
Can we stop talking about stupid things that should never ever happen?
Could you imagine if Zafina could Wavu in Scorpion Stance?
Can you imagine that we stop talking about this topic? Because it's disgusting.
It's creepy as shit.
I think the world's very disappointed.
Wavu.
Wait, last one. Leo doing a Wavu into twin pistons.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
So much range. Second A. We're not worry about that. Leo
sounds like a bad idea. You should not do that.
I don't think Leo will be in Tekken 8, so you're safe.
The most disgusting and the most Tekken 8 thing would be the Wavu into their grapple mechanic.
Oh god. I think that's actually gonna happen.
That's gonna happen. Oh
It should be
god.
hilariously looking at Marduk Wavu. This is big ass body, just fucking waving, bro. That'll look atrocious.
Oh, the closest thing
Maybe
he
go
has,
bar or something.
the closest
Like-
thing he has is the VTS cancel, but it's only one time and only if you do the 1-2, because he
Yeah,
actually
imagine-
moves forward off that.
Yeah, but imagine him doing that multiple times, really,
Yeah.
really fast.
Really fucking.
That's
fast across
actually
the ring.
terrifying. And then you
You
have
know-
a mix up with the grab, the mid, or the low. That's fucking dumb.
We don't even have to just imagine. Did you see the video I posted of the king that was waveling?
Oh yeah.
He waveling
I saw that.
into an instant shining wizard? Fuck that.
That's
You know, the crazy part is it's easier to do that than the instant wall rising one. Or instant wall running.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But that's the
My
thing.
god. Yeah, point blank range instant shining wizard. I was like, I could never do that. Holy
It's
shit.
crazy watching people waver with King because it's actually one of the hardest wavers to do.
Oh, I bet.
So I can't even fathom how they do it. Armor King is a little easier because it's literally the same input. He has the same leniency as Mishima's when it comes to waivers.
Yeah.
But King's his inputs are a lot more strict when doing it.
I
So,
never knew that.
Yeah.
it's I tried doing it. Mm. So for those who are doing it, they're either really godlike or they're really cheating.
sounds like they'd scare you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the whole shit factor right there. If I see King wave with me, I'm plugging.
Mm.
Yeah. Forget seeing like the most fluid, amazing Wavu Kazuya does. If a king is Wavuing at me, I'm done. I'd be like,
I'm plugging. I'm telling you.
no, I'm
It's not
I'm
even a
out.
joke.
I'm holding
I
forward until they destroy me.
I'm I'm unplugging and I'm sending a very angry email to Bandai Namco.
Harada at Gmail.
Oh, you're trash. Don't tell me to shut up and not say anything because I'm telling you everything. It's illegal. Don't do that.
It's
You're
really,
making it sound like you're gonna have Grad at the ready to kick your internet off into.
Yeah, I'm all like, hey,
In the
bro, you
morning.
ready to kick it out right now? Here's the green light. Do it.
as soon as a king comes up on the get ready to battle screen, you're like, Grad, be on standby. Wavus. All right, kick it now.
Kick it right now.
Get a
Oh,
grad
funny.
delivered right to your home.
Just kicking out all the cable. All right. Well, it seems like that's the podcast for today. Unless we have anything else you guys want to bring up.
No, that's about it for today.
Cool.
I feel pretty good. That was a
Awesome.
lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. With that, I guess we'll start with the outros. Start with Zane. What you got going on?
What I'm gonna have going on is I plan on streaming more Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Truthfully, I might.
Nice.
Don't quote me on it yet because I haven't figured it out. But probably at some point I might do a Tekken stream if I can actually work up the nerve to do so, just to see where my ranking matches go.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
You're gonna see some super scrub play, but
Do it.
that's pretty much it.
Just do it. The best way to do it is to actually do it.
Yeah.
God.
It's nerve wracking. Trust me. When I turn on the stream and I'm playing Heihachi ranked, I'm terrified. Like that oh shit moment literally happens when I press start stream. People are watching me play Heihachi ranked, and that's terrifying.
Like I hit start stream like
But now this man is literally caught up to what my rank was on PlayStation.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
But I'm still trash, so it's fine.
It sounds like it's a really good idea, actually, because it helps you with like the tournament nerves.
Yeah,
True. Very
Okay.
true.
it does. Because people are gonna be watching you, so it's like the same thing, right?
yeah. But that's it for me on that one.
Chris,
Chris?
what's up?
all right, so I mean, we still do the Overwatch streams on Tuesdays, and we do our workout streams on Thursdays, and then we try to mix in some other streams during I'm gonna try to get better at doing streams on Friday. It's a little tough because sometimes I find myself playing with Seth. So if anything, maybe I can stream that. But I sometimes I have to I come in to try to rescue him from the ranked hell.
Oh man. That Friday stream, bro. Oh, that saved my brain. Oh.
Like I see this man just like struggling, and I'm like, he's doing his best, but you know what? Let's give him some slack. Let's cut him some slack. Let's play some friendlies.
Yeah, and then I lose 10 in a row. Yikes.
But at least he's like, you know what? You're not having to worry about your rank. So we're trying not to worry about it, but let's face it, sometimes it's still there.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll try to do that. We still have C3 films. So the big thing is that not this upcoming week, but the following week, there will be no streams for C3 films or for my own personal channel because I will be going back to work for the first time in a year. So I will be back on a film set a week from tomorrow, and we'll see what that's like. I'll get to use my Julia fanny pack. It's gonna be great.
Going back to film work. I've been working all this year. I've been putting in work and giving people that work.
Oh Lord. So we will do our best, but when we do stream, the stream will be live. So I hope y'all are ready. And for those of you that are watching this stream right here on Markimus Prime's channel, don't forget to subscribe.
Hey, when you do stream Tekken, are you gonna do your rage art? What's that thing called again?
My rage art?
Yeah.
For who? For Julia?
For Julia, yeah.
I don't know what these rage arts are called. What's it called?
Oh, twisting arrow cannon. She says it's her rage art.
She does say it.
She does say that.
Twisting arrow cannon. Get ready.
Oh God.
Thanks for watching.
You see, Chris, you don't know. You don't have to worry about being traumatized by it. That's why.
Oh my god.
You know, it's funny because you're right. Because I already know like Loyo's special. Yeah.
That might be next year. Leo might be next year, boys and girls.
Boys and girls.
I don't see Mark special that often, and I never see Heihachi special.
You're never gonna see it. I'll tell you right now.
But I see Jin's.
And then you duck the high.
And she forgot to dash. So she drops the combo.
Oh.
You
Wow.
were supposed to say that.
Wow.
Damn.
Just
Food.com.
motherfucker.
Just say it's a really good dash cancel.
It's true.
I'm sure.
All right.
I'm just trying to go for the American reset. How could you?
Well, starting out with the radar and whiffing it is not the way you want to do that.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's my turn to sign off. You guys can always catch me on these guys' streams. I'll show up and guest and play whatever they're playing. I'm still working on my game, which I think is still Q4 of this year.
Mhm.
But yeah, this has been Leroy Smith. I'm done talking, and if you didn't listen, if you see me on the fighting games, I'll say it louder with my fist. Have a good night, everybody.
God damn.
Yeah.
What
So
you got going on, Seth?
yeah, I still stream Thursday through Sunday. Thursdays usually unite with Chris and our homie Woozy. One day Straker will join us. And then Thursday or Friday and Saturday will still be my Tekken Range streams until next year when I start playing another campaign game, probably another Zero Time series game. Even though 999
Broke
made
you.
me hate myself. Fuck that game. No, I'm just kidding. It was a good game. Sundays are kind of up in the air. Depends how I feel. But yeah, so I'm just streaming Wednesday or Thursday through Sunday.
Nice. And that leaves me. So let's see. I got my normal streams on Monday, Wednesdays, Tekken stream. Thursday is whatever happens. But on Friday night, Friday 8 p.m. to Saturday 8 p.m. I'll be doing Extra Life, so that's a 24-hour stream. All horror games, which is what I usually play if you keep up with the channel. And that's going to be a lot of fun. But that's mainly that's the big thing going on this week. And with that, yeah,
All right.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, was the link in the description? No, it's not. But I'll add it later. All the money for that, if you go to the Extra Life and donate, is going to the Oakland Children's Hospital, which is called UCSF Benwife. But it's a St. Jude's hospital where they do a lot of research in for kids and like any like cancer and diseases for them and on all that stuff. So that's gonna be good. It's for charity. It's awesome.
Do you have the donate link yet to put in this podcast or?
Yeah.
chat?
Let me pull that up. This is my
Love that.
page.
Aiming for a good cause.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Let's put that
Do
right
it.
there.
Oh, your heart is true.
Nice. But yeah, that's our podcast. And with that, remember, the world's chaos, so go out and be magnanimous. And we'll see you all next time. Stream over. Later.
Peace.
Later.
Bye.